What is up, my beautiful gemstones? Welcome to Friday night's live intuitive oracle with myself and Ghostdragonzw. It is so good to see you all, whether it's morning, noon, or night. Just good to be here with you guys. I did the best I could at getting ready. I got on some ginormous bright pink sweatpants and my gray t-shirt because I'm sick again. You guys know I get sick fairly easily because of ability. It's just not good. my immune system isn't the best. And then I live with a 6-year-old who gets colds constantly. So right now it's just a cold. Luckily, I really grinded this week. So today I didn't have much work to do. I was able to just rest. I had a fever most of the day. It's gone now. So we'll see how this goes. But happy Friday. Blue Crossroads. Driving to Pensacola to go watch a semi-pro jockey team play. Hockey or jockey? On the road, but listening. We'll jump in when I can. Hope you're all doing well. What's up, Josephine? Thank you for that. I see you. I see you. Nomeo, wherefore art thou, Nomeo? The Bat Mom. Hi, guys. What's up? I started a couple minutes early, so kind of just hang out. I got my book handed in, Gone Mysterious Disappearances, Volume 5, should be available for order on Amazon on Tuesday, the 25th. So I'll definitely be posting. I thought so. I'll definitely be posting those links as soon as I get them. And then I'm combining Gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 into one large volume. And I just started right before stream. I did the intro for Encounters with Evil, Volume 2. Because that was my second book, my first bestseller, and I just have so many encounters with evil between listener encounters. So who knows, if you sent me a listener encounter and I used it here on this channel, or even if you just sent it, you may end up in that book. So I'm going to want to keep your eyes peeled for that. Next week, don't forget, what's up, Roger? We will be celebrating my birthday in stream. February 28th is next Friday. My birthday is March 1st, the day after this Saturday. So since we stream on Friday, we'll just get it done then, I suppose. I'm not feeling well, but I'm going to be okay. Let me bring in Ghost Dragons. He is also not faring very well, but we're both here to hang out with you guys and hopefully borrow a little bit of y'all's energy and light. On Monday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, I don't know if y'all saw it, it's already up and ready to go to premiere. We have the bizarre, macabre, shocking, unsolved murder of Elizabeth Short, aka the Black Dahlia. And I've been working on that for 3 months, trying to get it up on the channel, trying to get all my research together. And it's just one I'm really proud of. And I talked about the man that I know killed her because of my spiritual ability. I definitely know who did it. I didn't say that in the video because I don't talk about those things in the pre-recordeds, but just so you guys know, between us, when we talk about George Hodel, that is the reason we are talking specifically about him and not one of the other 500 suspects in that case.
Hello, folks. How are you? Hope you're well.
What was with that new countdown music?
Wow, no.
Did
they switch it? Does not tell anybody?
We didn't change anything. I know I didn't change anything, so
I didn't. As far as
maybe they just automatically shifted it.
I don't know, but I liked it. I mean, it was interesting. But StreamYard is getting a little weird. So
getting a little weird.
I've been having issues with it. So, and it didn't help.
Like, well, no, they're like there's an echo. They're like your $40-something payment is overdue, and I'm like, $40-something? It's $21 a month.
No, it went up.
A month. It went up $15.
Yes, it did.
And we have like the lowest tier.
Yeah.
That there is.
Basic. That's just basic.
This
is why I think Wayne and Michelle changed.
I don't know. I guess
a couple people changed because it went up.
That's a lot to go up. I can see a few bucks, but it was like $24.99 or $25. Excuse me, for the lowest tier, and now it's like $40. What's up, Smoochy girl? Hey, Mark. Yeah, I'm not politics before the stream too, but gotta separate it. So I will be blowing my nose a lot. I don't have my little makeup brush, so if I start getting red, I'll have to get up and go grab that. You know what? While we wait for people to pour in, why don't we just get started?
That sounds fine. If Blue is still around, you can go ahead and do him. He was the first.
Well, he's listening in, but he can always go back if he's the first card.
Yep.
We're going to use Energy and Spirit Oracle. All right, I see you, Blue.
Josephine, if you're listening, you're going to be next.
So, Blue, we have the Achievement card, card number 16, in the upright position, completion and reward. Not in here, Smoochy girl. Blue, the Achievement card reveals a time of great satisfaction. Something you've been working on is coming to fruition, and you'll be reaping the rewards. Whether it's a career or a personal goal, the time and effort you've devoted will finally be paying off. And if you're just starting a new project, give it your all. Like the runner on this card, you may find it necessary to put in lots of training and preparation, but the end result will be a win. So if there's more work for you to do, continue planning and forging ahead. Connect with Spirit to help you in every way and enjoy the achievement when it comes. Throughout it all, remember the enduring strength and wisdom of your soul. Affirmation: I'm willing to approach my goals with devotion and flexibility. I am divinely guided to my most beneficial outcome and happiest future. So this is knowing that everything's going to work out regardless. What's up, Divine? Nice to see you. Regardless of any setbacks. I feel like there are going to be some small setbacks coming up in the next couple of weeks. As long as you don't turn them into major setbacks or start becoming really negative, which I don't see you doing, but this is just like a heads up. Be very, very mindful about where your head's at regarding specifically personal, professional goals, right? Things you've been really working hard towards and putting a lot of effort, energy, and mindfulness into. It's like when little things go wrong, allow them to. You know, it's okay to be upset or to be disappointed, but allowing those moments to happen, you know, feeling them and letting them pass without getting all riled up or getting all frustrated, you know, just understanding that the reason these small little things seemingly are like sending you in the wrong direction or, you know, something seemingly going wrong. It's just the universe fine-tuning the ultimate goal, which is on its way to coming to fruition. So this is a really, really positive card. The only lesson here for the next couple of weeks is like, again, it may seem as though something is like not working right or, you know, something is canceled, something's not coming through, somebody's not following through with something. I don't know if this is career or personal. It could be, you know, more than one thing. As long as you do your very best to not get overly upset or frantic about it and about these things, and to remember that these things need to happen, even if you feel like they're kind of, you know, negative, they need to happen right now, because these are the things that are, you know, the little fine-tunements to get you to where you ultimately want and desire to be, and to where you've been working towards going.
Okay, well, Josephine's next. You may have to say her name because she only answers to you.
Josephine. Let me know if you're here, honey. You're already up.
Yeah, because as soon as you start reading for somebody else,
she's on a big delay, though. I know that's why.
Well, if she don't pop in soon, you can go ahead and do Mark.
All right. Mark, I am going to use the Energy and Spirit Oracle, and we'll just hang on for Josephine. You know what's so crazy? You guys saw me just now shuffling. When I picked up the Energy and Spirit card, somehow a card from Human Spirit got put in with Energy and Spirit. I put it in, I shuffled it in, and I pulled it out. So this was definitely meant to be your card, Mark. Card number 21, Siren Song. In the upright. Mark, the lure of the siren song. It beckons you in and calls you with the promise of beauty, treasure, and magic. But not everything is as it seems. Before you follow the call, make sure you know where it is you're going or what it is you're agreeing to. Most of the time, if something seems too good to be true, it is. Ask questions, educate yourself, seek that knowledge before you jump headfirst into something. If you have a gut reaction or a little voice in your head or just a moment of second guessing something, lean into that. Ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? Is it because of a past trauma, or is it your intuition telling you that this might not be all that it's cracked up to be? Whether it's a purchase, a situation, or a human interaction, just take a moment to really think about what you're doing before you do it. Know exactly what it is you're getting into, because it could save you a lot of time and energy in the long haul. Latro, hey, yo, hey. Yeah, Mark. So this is definitely, I'm not really getting the energy of something seeming too good to be true. Okay. I mean, that could happen for sure. Nothing's ever definite or set in stone, but I'm getting more of the energy of, you know, you agree to do something or to go along somewhere with someone, you're in agreement. But as you agree, or as the time to do whatever this is gets closer, you start to get a tinge of intuition, right? That maybe something's amiss, or maybe somebody's not telling you everything. This is the scenario I'm seeing. So they're showing me you're going about your business, you're doing something, you're learning and growing and changing in some area, and you're fine. And then someone comes along and is like, oh, I didn't know you were interested in that. Well, guess what? I'm interested in that too. And I know so-and-so, and I could bring you to meet them, or I know how to do such and such, and I can teach you. And even though you have a weird feeling about it, you go along with it because, one, that's really awesome if you could learn such and such or meet so-and-so, right? It almost does seem too good to be true now that I'm watching it. But there's this inkling of wrong, right? Of something being wrong, not right, not somebody is not being above board with you about what it is they're offering. So there's something on offer. It's going to be presented in a very friendly kind of, you don't need to ask too many questions about this. I'm your friend, or, I've done this a million times before. Well, ask for receipts for the last 5. You know what I'm saying? If they say they've done it a million times, ask them to show you proof that they've done it the last 5 and how it turned out, right? Somebody just wants you to be involved. I don't think it's because they want to sabotage you in any way. I think it's just because they either want your energy or maybe your money, or they just want like someone there doing this with them in case it does fail. I would just say in the next 2 weeks, Mark, keep doing your own thing, keep focusing on self. And if someone asks you to go somewhere or do something with them, go to the place, do it. But if you get even the teeniest, tiniest little inkling that something's off or wrong or not right, back out. It's okay to call at the last minute and say, I changed my mind, and you don't even have to give a reason. You could even lie about a reason, because this person or these people, whoever they are not being on the up and up with you. Netter, what is up, Black Dragon? Hey. I'm sick again, guys, so I will be blowing my nose.
Private chat real quick, and then your next person will be Divine.
All right. Miss Divine. What do we want to use? Let's use Mythical Goddess. Oh, okay, Steven, I put something in there for you. So guys, don't forget, if you're not a member, send $2 to my PayPal or Cash App, or $4 to Super Chat Super Sticker. If you can't do that right now, hang out with us, talk with us, chill with us, and by the end of the night, we'll be calling your name. Either way, we just want to do the paids and the members first. So don't feel left out or looked over. We've got Netter and Black Dragon, but I am using Mythical Goddess here. Good, Mark. I'm glad your defenses are up, and not to a point where like you're pushing everyone away, but to a point where like you're definitely going to know if someone's trying to BS you, and that's kind of the point of all of this. Guys, don't forget Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I will be on. You can even lurk. Hey, Life with Bobby. I will be on Michigan UFO Paranormal with Wayne and Michelle at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to hang out, chill, probably talk about my new book. All right. So, Divine, you got Kuan Yin. Bobby, it's good to see you. Card number 3, and this does represent the Empress in the tarot. Kuan Yin, the mother of mercy, compassion, and healing, hears the weeping of the world and offers relief from humanity's suffering. She has promised to stay on earth until every creature has attained enlightenment. The supreme goddess of China, she holds the healing waters of Amrita in her vase and the willow branch of compassion. Kuan Yin radiates the perfect fusion of love and wisdom, and through her elegance and gentleness offers healing to all. She personifies unconditional love. Her essence fills all of humanity with peace and comfort, to be filled with her mercy and healed into wholeness, healing others in return. Beautiful Kuan Yin gently yet powerfully invites you to open to the pure stream of love and compassion that is always available. Her invitation is to yield your heart fully, that you may receive her full blessing and in return bless others. The beauty of her soft, pervasive essence reminds you that sometimes passive power is called for, and to offer mercy and gentleness to those in your life. She exemplifies the feminine principle and the effectiveness of subtle power. Thank you, Miss Bat Mom. Okay, so Aunt Cindy, what's up, guys? My aunt is in the house. Heather B, hello, good to see you. So, Divine, despite this message of compassion and forgiveness, it's not that I'm saying you shouldn't be compassionate and forgiving in the next couple of weeks, but I feel more of a warning with this sign of don't allow yourself to be manipulated, guilted, talked into. I was talking about a lot in my family when I was younger. I always felt like if I did something wrong, people would jump on me and say, that's your family. You should have been kinder. You need to go apologize. But then if the same wrong was done to me, I would be the one that was told, well, that's your family. Remember forgiveness, right? And I understand why people would do that to me, because I wouldn't be stubborn about giving an apology just to kind of clear the air. But I feel like that's what's happening here. Somebody is saying to you like, oh, how could you do this to me after everything we've been through? Or how could you, trying to play on your heartstrings and try to make you feel as though you're not like a compassionate person, like you don't have a heart because you're finally enforcing your boundaries and standing up for yourself. And that's not going to fly. And we both know more than likely who this is. Now, I know this has come up a couple of times. Thank you, Sir Mark. 15 months. I love it. This has come up a couple of times, and you're probably not seeing it because you're not open to it. But when you're ready, there is romantic love in your orbit. When you're ready to open to that, make sure you do, because this energy has been around you for quite a while now. And I just feel like you're focused on raising your daughter, your career, everything you got going on with the ex who's a toxic narcissist and in addiction. So you've got a lot going on. Oh, that's so funny. So, but when you are ready, put yourself out there, because love is going to come to you very, very quickly. Just make sure you don't ignore red flags. When the time comes, girl, hit me up and we'll chat, and I'll remind you of what your team, what our teams always tell us when it comes to real romantic love as adults and as empaths. Divine says, this is so funny that you're saying this. I got to text you after. Does this resonate? You always nail it. Yeah, you got to let me know, because I love hearing how these things resonate. Anson, let me know if you want a reading. Area 51, what is up? Guys, like I said, don't mind me if I blow my nose. I do apologize, but if I took myself off screen every single time, I'd have to play musical chairs with the videos. And I just took a Mucinex, so it was either this or not be here. All right, who's next?
Go ahead and do the Bat Mom, and then we'll do Nutter.
Okay, Bat Mom and New England Dirt Roadie. If my aunt wants one, let's make sure that she has time. Sometimes she's scared, and sometimes she
stopped in on me Saturday night and asked if you were there, and I said, no, sorry, sweetie.
She said that. She's like, oh, and then I realized you changed times. I'm like, Anson, I've changed times like 2.5 years ago. You've been in there since. She's like, I don't remember. Like, okay. Josephine, I got you. Netter doesn't want to go yet. Just give me 1 second. Someone was... Oh, Cliff, did you get your reading? I did send you your reading yesterday. I just, not that I needed a response, but like just to make sure that I sent it to the right person. I'm pretty sure I did because I had it in the number you're saved under. Just let me know that you got it. All right. I don't even know what it is today, girl. From what I'm understanding through TikTok, stuff's crazy out there. It's crazy out there. But that's why you're going to be extra careful. And without building walls or keeping your guard up per se, you're going to notice red flags, file them in a little cabinet, and see how they add up. All right, so we got my aunt wanting one, Josephine. I know you gave me the lineup already, but give it to me one more time because I was talking.
Okay. Do Matt Mom. Now that Josephine's here, do her so she doesn't have to wait. So Bat Mom, Josephine, then we'll go from there because no order's on hold.
And my aunt.
And your aunt. So, okay, do this. Do Bat Mom, Josephine, then.
And my aunt.
Yes.
All right, Anson, I got you. Let me do Bat Mom and Josephine first, then I will put you in. I've got Nikki personal coming. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I will before. I hate when people call while I'm watching YouTube. That happens to so many people. Mike J, Nomeo, Blue Crossroads. A lot of the time they'll be like, "Oh, my phone, it never stops ringing," and I'm like, "Oh, echo." All right, Bat Mom. You want a big scratch off? That's awesome. Good for you. What's up, Julie girl? All right. Bat Mom, I'm using the Shaman's Dream. Yeah, that is so cool. You got Closing Door, the card of completion. You won 75 grand? Holy smokes, that is awesome. Black Dragon, you got it. How else would I serve bacon? I am a woman of sense. Is Max here? Max Stacks? Max Stacks? All right, Anson, I got you. I got you. All right, Bat Mom. When the closing door shows up, it's a call to recognize an ending, to terminate a relationship, job, task, or situation that has been dragging on for far too long. Unlock the cage you have been trapped in and shut the door behind you. This is not the time to worry about what others might think or feel. Instead, break with routine, consider what you think and how you feel, and be true to your heart's calling. It's time to walk out the door, Bat Mom. If you don't see a door but only a solid wall in front of you, ask for assistance. Muster the courage to say, no more. I'm not taking any more. Remember as well that no one else needs to be quote unquote wrong in order for you to do what you've known you've needed to do for a very long time here. If the door to a project or a relationship has been closed to you, stop knocking on it. You've tried that already and no one's answering, at least not in the way you would have liked. Take this as a gift, difficult and painful as it might be. You need to move on. Every door that shuts is an invitation to find another way, another path to that same destination. Better to recognize this earlier rather than later. How many of us leave a relationship or job years after we knew it was time to move on? Stop wallowing in the pain and lingering on the reasons why things did not work. It's keeping you from your greater calling. Bat Mom, bow deeply before that closed door, give thanks to the lessons, and set yourself free. Now, Aunt Cinna, I remember when Grandma, your mom, my granny, won $20,000 twice in like the same month, and like the lottery people like thought she was cheating, and like they had this whole investment, but she just won on the scratch off. You won a free McDonald's meal. I won a $10 gift certificate to Starbucks at my son's school's PTA. I was like, this is so cool. I never win anything. So excited. I really don't. I never win anything. All right. Bat Mom. This is very evident, very clear with the messages here, but I don't really want to be that blasé about it because I know how sucky this is. Multifaceted Jules, I am so happy for you. It couldn't have happened to a better person, and you just really deserve it, everything you've been through, and I'm sure it'll really help. That's so cool. Beginner's luck. I don't like to be that person that's like, well, you know you need to leave, so just leave. But that is kind of what the card's saying, right? In a little bit different way. Not like get up and pick up your bags and walk out right now, right? But it's more of a like, how much longer are you going to stay stuck in the procrastination process? Because you're not actually procrastinating, Batmom. You know what the right thing to do is here, what the right choice to make here is for you. The problem is you're considering all of the background stuff, right? I always liken this to an abusive woman who has to leave her abuser, but she has kids. So she's like, I have no money of my own. I have no job. I have no family that I can go to. What do I do when the universe is saying, just walk out the door? Well, that's easy for the universe to say because the universe doesn't feel emotion like we do, right? It's not an emotional being as we are. Batmom, at the end of the day, what I want you to take from this card, Jules, I love that. I can't wait to talk about it. No borrowing money in my chats unless it's for a reading. You guys are so funny. I lost my thought. Give me a sec. Okay, so Batmom, what this is saying is like, guys, I got to start reading the chat. How long are you going to stay in this, considering everyone else's opinions, wants, needs, thoughts, right? I feel like it's like, you know what you want, you know what you should do, you know what you want to do, you know what you need to do. But it's like, number one, how trying is it going to be to actually do whatever this is? And number two is I feel like you're fearing the reaction of someone else. Okay. I don't know what this is. So if it's not romantic, there's something here. And it may not have come in yet. That's why I always say the next week or two. That could be when this is coming in. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It's just a decision that you've known for a really long time you needed to make. And it could be something very personal, but once you tell people that you've made this decision, they go kind of on the attack and make you feel guilty, shameful, fearful. I do feel a fear of reaction here. The way I'm seeing it is exactly what they'd show me for fear of reaction. So like, I know I want to do this. If it wasn't for this one person and their reaction, I would have been done this. And that is what I'm seeing here. And this is the universe saying you can stay in that space as long as you want. Nobody's going to push you out of it. But man, wouldn't it be wonderful if you can finally just take a leap of faith and say, you know what? If people don't like it, they'll get over it or they won't. It is time for me, Batmom, to live my life the way I want to and forget who likes it and who doesn't. Because at the end of the day, what are those people contributing to your life? Even if it's people you love and who love you very much, you still have to put your own happiness first sometimes. I believe this. Unless you have minor children or, that you're in charge of, whether they be your kids, grandkids, whatever, unless you have minor children that you're responsible for, nobody should ever be stopping you from living your dreams. And I'm not saying kids stop you, but you guys know what I mean. If I won 75 grand and wanted to take off, to Hawaii, I would definitely have to find something to do with RJ, right? I would actually take him to Disney, but that's my dream. Batmom, I feel like it's not even so much like it's time to make a move, because it's not. You can sit in this as long as you want to. But you're not growing, you're not achieving, you're not thriving in one area. This could be something as simple as you've always wanted to go to Hawaii. And you finally have the money, right? I'm just going to use that as an example, but everyone's going to be like, well, you could use that money in a different way. And you can give that money to me. I could pay my rent with it. Well, you know what I mean? You're not obligated to anyone anymore except you. Yes, you still should care for your kids, but I know you're not taking this the way some people in the chat and the comments are going to take it. You are only responsible for your own happiness, your own actions, responses, and reactions. So don't worry about what someone else is going to think, say, or feel about a decision that you're making for you. I feel like whatever this decision is, it's been a very, very, very long time coming. Divine Empathic, I will make that promise right back to you today on this stream. If I ever hit the lottery, I will take you and your daughter with us to Disney. If you hit the lottery, you take me and RJ. Good deal. Good deal. Nutslap, what's up? Yeah, I was talking to my Aunt Sin. That's my aunt that popped in on our game. And I was like, oh, you didn't wait. That sucks. But I told her we're around 11 kills with the one-shot pistol. I still didn't get to use the Sub-Zero hands yet. I was a little upset that in all the games we played today, we didn't come across them. And then I watched my aunt and RJ play for an hour. And at one time, there was like 6 pairs of the hands just lying on the ground. They looked cool, though. All right, Miss Josephine. I don't know what they're doing downstairs, but I just hear door open, door slam shut, door open, door slam shut for literally the last half hour. I don't know what is happening.
Now, she said hello, so hopefully she's still listening. Well,
just record the time just in case, I suppose. Yeah, Jules, take it or leave it. My 2 cents that won't make you any richer. Don't tell too many people. It's never a good thing because you don't owe anyone anything, and people can be desperate and not mean to behave badly when it comes to someone winning that kind of money or having that kind of money. Or people will flat out, do you remember, Batmom? I wouldn't even be surprised anymore. Do you remember I told you that I saw someone lingering around and then I saw you being robbed? Now, that's happened a couple times, but it did happen recently. So watch your money, okay? Watch who you tell. Make sure you keep it, if you're keeping cash in a very safe place or, in the bank. Miss Lara, Miss Tennille, don't worry about it. It's okay. I was going to check in on you today, but I'm also sick with a fever again. But we make it through. But you'll just be really careful. All right, Aunt Sin, I'm doing Josephine, and then you're next. I'm just yip-yapping here. All right, Miss Josephine, this is for you. I didn't see Laura come in, but I see everyone saying hi to her. Hello, Real Truth. How are you? No. To answer your private chat. Shove it in your socks. If you go to the beach, leave it in your shoe. What is that thing on Family Guy when she's like, be sure to zip up your zipper or the seagulls will get ya. All right. Josephine, you got the High Priestess of Air, card number 6. Have you drawn the symbol of the vampire High Priestess of Air, the goddess of rational thought? Logical thinking, reason, and using your mind to consider the next right action are the qualities encouraged by my vampire High Priestess of Air. Now is the time to think before you act, Josephine. You are blessed with a wondrous mind and imagination. Your ability to communicate is enhanced when you meet the High Priestess of Air. This is the moment to have reasonable conversations and make calculated decisions, meaning no acting on a whim. Miss Pixie, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. So between Miss Pixie and Black Dragon, that should cover anyone who can't pay tonight. For your, she said for your bra. Yeah, this is not the time to be acting on a whim, Josephine, or to be like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. Like, no. Do not take any chances. In the next couple of weeks, Josephine, you need to really sit and reasonably and rationally, logically think out every single thing. But here's the thing. You also can't be overthinking because then you're going to be stuck. I'll give you a very, very easy way to avoid overthinking and acting on a whim. Listen to your instinct and intuition. Thank you, Miss Jules. Jules, that is a deal. I'm holding you to it, girl, because, these streams, they stay forever. I would love it. I really would. Listen to your instinct and intuition. Don't let what someone else says, you guys are amazing, override what you know deep down inside, right? I always tell you guys, especially when it comes to love, neither do I, Miss Jules. especially when it comes to love, but in other areas as well. Your heart is the biggest deceiver. You don't want to follow your heart because your heart will do anything to convince you of love, kindness, etc. Your mind, especially with the high priestess of air, will take you on this overthink merry-go-round. Okay. Round and round and round you go, but you'll never land on a decision because you'll constantly be thinking, Josephine, you're in a lot of trouble in the next 2 weeks if you don't pay attention to your instinct and intuition. Okay. I feel like somebody is trying to convince you of something and you are slowly giving in. Like you're fighting it. Like, you know that it's the wrong choice to make. Even listening to this person is very toxic. I see their energy, what I call garbage energy, no good. I see them like weaseling their way into some area. It doesn't have to be love, but more than likely it is. But it could also be, somebody trying to convince you to take them back in love. Somebody trying to convince you to forgive a family member that hurt you. Somebody trying to, you know what I mean? To take less money for something, to let them live in your house. It could literally be anything. The fact of the matter is you already know the right answer. And again, like I said with Bat Mom, and like I say to everyone, and I'm still learning to do myself with confidence and ease, stop worrying about how other people are going to feel about the decisions you're making in your life that have nothing to do with them and yet directly affect you. Who cares if your mother's brother's sister's cousin doesn't like that you work on social media? I know you don't, but I'm just saying, right? Who cares if your mom doesn't like that you work on social media? Yeah, you want to talk to her if you have a close relationship with her. But at the end of the day, if it's how you're making money and something you're happy with doing and proud of the work, then, you have to choose yourself. Hey, Carly, what's up? What's up, girl? Josephine, just be careful about allowing yourself to be talked into things. Miss Lotus girl. All right, Aunt Cindy, this one's for you. Guys, don't forget, Aunt Sin, your family, so don't worry, I got you. But don't forget, guys, it's $2 to PayPal or Cash App, or $4 to the Super Chat Super Sticker. If you absolutely cannot pay, other people have covered it. So we're just going to start taking a list. So just a reminder, if you can pay it, please do, because it's how I get paid. But if you can't, we've got them covered for the most part. So Aunt Sin, I'm using Dark Goddess. And no, what's up, girl? Cliff, I didn't see your answer. Did you get the reading I gave you or no? Because I could resend it if I don't know how I would have sent it to the wrong number, but I had like 7 numbers for Angie, and I may have saved the wrong one for you. So all right, Aunt Sin. You didn't get it. All right, well, I sent it to the wrong person then. If you can text me after stream again, maybe I saved the wrong number or saved more than one number, but I will show you. I was wondering why you didn't answer. I will show you here. That's your reading. I sent it yesterday. So text me after this and I'll send it to whatever number you text me from. What probably happened is the 6 or 7 numbers I have for her. Yes, Miss Jules, I saw that. I wrote it down. Thank you. I didn't text you back. I've been sick. RJ's been sick. He busted his eye open. I'll tell you guys about that. And I probably just saved it like over all those numbers. So it's sent to the very first number. So just text me after and I'll resend. All right, Aunt Sin, you got the card of Chanje. It looks like change, but it's Chanje. And it is a card of obsession. What is going on, Aunt Cindy Bear? All right. Holding on now way too tight. Fixation rules to get it right. I got you, Cliff. Just text me after. It takes me 2 seconds to send it. Consumes the mind, so let it go. Step back, release, and go with the flow. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Aunt Sin. I know what this is already, and I haven't even spoken to you about anything. I just saw the whole thing. Being fixated on one thing may initially help to achieve a goal, but when it becomes an obsession, things can go very wrong. Doing everything for someone else, be it a partner or a child, might at first feel good, but for who? Children in particular need to learn responsibility for their actions and their words, or they'll never be able to fulfill their true potential. You need to take a step back and let people make their own decisions, make their own mistakes. Otherwise, you run the risk of imprisoning them and it backfiring later in life. Don't become the cause of a resentment that will leave you truly isolated. Changé knows where one such an approach can lead. She urges you to look beyond the one thing that dominates your mind. Remember that life is full of opportunities. If you want to achieve something, Jesus, Anson, I can't speak, then by all means give it your best, but be equally prepared to let it or them go if it doesn't work out. Dark Goddess's foresight. Is a particular person really worth all of this investment at this time right now? Take a moment to clear your head, stop worrying, and actually do something. Don't make the pursuit of money your master, because there are some things you just can't buy. Heed the advice of those who have gone before you. So, Aunt Sin, I do feel like you're obsessing a bit. Behold, Mike J. I do feel like you're obsessing a bit, which Pisces sons, we tend to do it, particularly in love. But there's a situation here that it's probably going to end up being both, but two separate situations. So the one situation is someone told you something that you know is not right or true, but because you're you kind of went along with it, knowing right then and there when whoever told you this, like, you knew they were lying, but you didn't say anything. You were just like, oh, okay, all right, and went about your day. Now, like, it's replaying in your head, but like, if this is the case in one situation, because I do see another one, and it might be something that's coming up. Like, if you know someone's lying to you, you don't have to be rude or mean or even confrontational to ask somebody, say like, oh, no, you must be misinformed, or are you sure about that? I think you're wrong, and here's why. To just let them know in a very nice way. I mean, I would do it in a condescending way, like, you sure about that? Because as far as I knew, and then I would spit out the tea. But like, you can do it very nicely and just let someone know that, like, you're not the one to be lied to, because you know what you're talking about. Your intuition is on point. Yeah, and I feel like that's what my aunt's doing, because she wants, and Sin, I feel like you want things to be a certain way in this situation. And you feel like making any little waves or stirring the pot, even a tiny bit, even when it's completely justified, even when you're 1,000,000% right, could make the other person or other people involved, like, turn away from you, or, get upset with you. And then things are not going to be the way you need them so desperately to be. But here's the thing, like, if someone's lying to you, you have the right to ask them why. And another thing is, no matter how badly you want things to be a certain way with a certain person or with certain people, sometimes things just aren't meant to be that way. And they're never going to be, because they're not meant to be. So in this situation, and again, it's twofold. So in this situation with this person or these people, the minute you know they're lying to you, and if it already happened, as soon as possible, just let them know that you know they lied. However you do that, like, even by correcting them, be like, hey, remember the other day when you told me this happened? This is what happened, and I found out XYZ. Don't ghost people. This is not the right 2 weeks to be ghosting people and just turning away. But it's also not the right time, and it really never is, Anson, for you to just be going along to get along and just letting people disrespect you by lying to your face. And oh, Jules, that would be awesome. By lying to your face and just being like, oh, she's just going to accept it. We're not stupid for people, right? We're women. We're in our power. We are fabulous. I'm named after you for a reason. Now, with the other situation, I feel like someone has broken your trust. someone has lied to you repeatedly and you went along with it knowing they were lying to you in the hopes that you could be there enough for them, love them enough, give them enough, put up with enough, and they would have this moment of clarity where they were just like, you know what, I put her through enough, she's obviously really loves me, I'm gonna change. But that doesn't happen, right? When we're dealing with narcissists, and you may say this person isn't a narcissist, but I'm telling you, if it's the same person I'm thinking of, I never even met them, and just from things you've told me, they have the traits. I'm not diagnosing anyone with anything. I'm not a doctor. I'm saying allegedly. The traits that I've seen in this person is a bit of narcissism. I wouldn't say they're full-blown Ted Bundy, but they definitely know what they're doing. Okay. I also feel like there's a fear here too of this person of telling you the truth about something that you already know the truth to. And let me tell you why, though. It's not out of anything to protect you. It's because they know how crappy they're going to look when it all comes out. I was hoping that was the case. I'm sorry I was, with everything that you were put through. This person is still kind of, and even if they're not right now, he will start in the next couple of weeks to a month, like still trying to keep you kind of on his side, maybe as a friend, or still trying to string you along, because this person, I'm feeling like this, almost like a tightness in my chest, because they don't want everyone to know who they really are. Without what they did to you, the people all around can still think that they're a good guy. They just made some stupid mistakes. No, they have not been a good person to you, at least not for a long time. And now they're expecting you to protect them by, going along with their narrative, which is probably the lie I just saw you in the other scenario going along with. Like, well, it didn't really happen that way, but, I don't want you to be mad at me, even though you've done all of this stuff to me, right? You don't owe him anything, including closure. You don't owe him protection. Okay? And I know this is going to be hard for you to do because you do have a huge heart. And you are a Pisces sun. And I'm telling you, it's what we do. We let everyone else control the narrative, whether it's true or not. My eyes are tearing up because I know how this feels. It's going to be hard, but just speak facts. That's it. If somebody doesn't want you telling other people about things they've done, then they need to change their behavior. You don't have to stop telling people about your personal experiences with this person to make them look good. If they want to look good, then they need to act with kindness, integrity, dignity, honesty, right? That's like someone punches me in the face. And I go and tell people, oh my God, so-and-so punched me in the face. And they come back like, how dare you? Now people are going to think that I'm an abuser. You are. You punched me in my face, right? I'm not going to tell people I walked into a wall just to protect your reputation. You literally hit me. You hurt me. You harmed me. And when it comes to matters of the heart, it's even harder because you were true and honest and loyal and faithful in the situation. You weren't in it for anything. So it is going to be harder for you to let go and for you to not see the truth because you've seen it, but to accept that this is really what it is, and that is okay. Lean on people that will be there for you and will comfort you, okay? But as far as this other person, don't believe the hype. Like, you don't owe them anything. They owe you a lot. Don't even collect on it. They don't exist anymore. Batmom says, Cindy, feeling like you need to protect them when they won't protect you is a form of manipulation. Yes, yes. You don't. Why should you have to protect him? Obviously, I'm not going to get into details, but after everything he did to you, he should be protecting you from that kind of behavior by not acting that. When you love someone, you don't treat them that way, point blank, period. That's it. All right. And Anson, I'm here to talk whenever you need me, especially Saturdays and Sundays. I'm home. Saturdays, I have RJ all day, but Sundays, I'm home all by myself. You ever want to talk? You can always call me. All right. Who's next? Sorry, that was a long one, but my aunt needed to hear that.
Okay. We're going to go and paid, then do the paid, and then do the other ones at the end. Is that what you want to do?
No, because basically right now everyone's paid for. It didn't go to my
so I'll
PayPal or
go right
Cash
back
App.
down
It
the
went to
list.
the.
Okay, so
Yeah, just go down and listen.
I don't know if Andrew's still here.
Nomeo, Nomeo, wherefore art thou, Nomeo?
Roger Blair, did you want one? Smoochie, Life with Bobby, and if none of them want one, then go ahead and do Heather B if she's still here.
Well, I know Heather's more than likely here. So we got Smoochie. I didn't say you had to leave. I just said we're not going to be talking about politics. So if you're listening, come on back in. Anson, I love you too. You're very welcome. And anytime, just give me a call and be like, girl, I need a reading. I got you. Life with Bobby does want one. Who else did we have? My memory right now is shot. I can't even remember. I have no short-term memory at this point.
Smoochie, Life with Bobby, then Heather B, then Cliff. Those are the next down the line. And now I'm stopping at Kevin.
I'm all in. All right, so Life with Bobby, Heather. Oh, that's who. Mike J, Roger Blair. Let me know if you're here, guys. Nomeo. Not Mike J. Nomeo. All right. Life with Bobby. Let's use Into the Lonely Woods. You're welcome, Blue. All right, go do your thing. And if you have time, stop in later. Have fun. How many slips does it take to get to a reading? Slurp. So yeah, that's our Fortnite shield potion that we drink, the blue stuff.
So you're doing Heather now?
Duper's Delight. No, Life with Bobby, then Heather. Was Heather here first?
No, Life with Bobby was here first. I'm going down the line. I just wanted to make sure.
You're funny.
I mean, if you got this, I'll just go home and take a vacation.
No, I was laughing at the chat.
No, I said, if you got this, you're good. All good.
All right, Life with Bobby, you got your presence is a gift to others. Yeah, Sin, if you want me to put a charm on him, we'll call it a charm. Just let me know. Card number 29. Life with Bobby, sometimes we're alone for so long that we begin to wonder if we can still connect. We ask, what will I say? What if I forget how to act? We miss the presence of others, yet we fear their rejection, that they will never truly know us. Dear soul, you're lovable. When you find yourself once again with others, and if you fall silent, wondering what to do, take a breath and let yourself become aware of their presence and allow your intuition to guide you. You're worthy of friendship and love, and you are very nearly ready to let others in once again. For as you miss others, they miss you too. Your presence is a gift to all who meet you. So Life with Bobby, I don't know if you're an introvert or like so many of us in here, all right? But what I do know is even if this card doesn't fit generally, in the next couple of weeks, I feel like you're going to be either invited to do something or you're going to just be out and about. Yeah, that's true. And I was going to say it didn't work out well last time. I mean, it did for me, but not for them or my daughter. So you're going to be like invited out. Okay. So, and it's something you want to do, right? You want to go out and you want to have fun. And I have these moments all the time, particularly with my mom friends, because they're not blood family. And my blood family, my aunt, my mom, my sister, like I can go out, have fun, and I don't think twice about it. But when it comes to friends, particularly these people I just met, they all are very accepting of me. They're very kind and sweet and fun. You can ask Ghost. I'll be like, I really don't want to go to this. I'm trying to think of a reason to cancel. And then I force myself to go. And then when I get home, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I went. I had so much fun. That's what's going on here. The universe is saying, don't project that it's going to be awkward or weird. If you get invited somewhere, particularly in the next couple of weeks, the universe wants you to go. And the reason is not only to get you out and open you up a little bit, but I feel like there you go. I feel like I I swear to you, I was just going to say there's a connection to not only learn new things and meet new people, but there's somebody here who's a part of your chart. It doesn't mean it's romantic. Everyone always thinks soulmate means romantic. Always, it doesn't. 2 of my sons are soulmates, right? So it's not always romantic, but there is a connection here that you really need to make in order to fulfill a part of your chart on your path. So if you weasel out of this, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but like if you're like, you know what, I'm going to cancel. I don't really need to do this. If you talk yourself out of it, you're going to really miss out, not just on what's happening there, but on the people you meet and the further experiences you're going to have with a person or a group of people. Don't worry so much about how you're appearing. I know that's really hard because I do it all the time. What are they going to think of me? Are they going to notice my teeth are messed up? Are they going to think my wigs are stupid? Are they going to hate the way I dress? Are they going to look everything? I pick myself apart. Try not to do that. Try to change the narrative to like what. So Aunt Sin, I'm sorry, Bobby. Ghosting means like never talking to them again, block, ignore, and never let them know why. Never talk to them about it. Don't answer their, you know what I mean? To just completely and totally pretend like they don't exist at all. Tell others to do the same, like you no longer exist to them. So Bobby, yeah, you're not only going to miss out on this, you're going to miss out on so much more in your life. So instead of worrying about all the things negative they could possibly think about you, think about all the positive things that you're going to bring to this situation. And if you can't think of any, come on, girl. You are bright, you're kind, you're definitely an empath, right? Or you wouldn't be here. And I just see you smiling. The vision I'm seeing is of you like giggling, smiling, and that is brightening up the room. This is not only about them bringing enrichment to your life or this other person or these other people that you're meant to get involved with, you learning and growing and changing from them, but what you're bringing to it as well, spiritually, as far as your light, right? As far as your knowledge and just yourself. I'm telling you, you are meant to connect with this person or people. I don't think it's the whole group, but there's either one person or a couple people that you're going to kind of be drawn to, and then you guys make your own plans to go and do your own thing. Again, whether it's you and one person or several, and you're all contracted into each other's lives to intermingle at this moment in time for all different reasons. I don't see what your reasoning is, like what your chart, like I can see your chart, I can see you're there, but I can't really see what it's for because it hasn't happened yet. It could change on a dime. You could decide I'm not going, you know, but please don't do that. You deserve the happiness that this situation is going to eventually evolve into. And you're going to look back years from now and be like, wow, if I didn't go to that flipping church thing, I never would have met so-and-so, and then I would not be where I am right now. I'm telling you, it's that serious. And Sin, we're going to talk about that. I got some ideas for you. If you're around Sunday, give me a call, because after 1 p.m., I'm home from church, and I'm just home alone all day. Smoochy, smoochy. All right, who's next?
I thought you knew.
Oh, Miss Heather. Heather, let's use deep, dark, and dangerous. Oh, Life with Bobby. I'm the queen of it too. I think a lot of us do because we're always very self-conscious. We're very aware of ourselves, right? As empaths and people with ability and spiritual insight. We're all too aware of ourselves. And I feel like we tend to focus on the flaws or the perceived flaws and the perceived negatives of our personality. Like me with my wigs, you know, I'm losing my hair. I'm not comfortable with my natural hair right now. It's growing back, but until it does, I'm not comfortable. My teeth are very crooked. I have an extra tooth that kind of messed everything up in there that I never got pulled. And now I'm afraid if I get it pulled, they're going to fall out like dominoes. I'm going to be 42 years old. I'm worried, right? And I think of these things. These purely aesthetic things. And it's silly because then once you're around them, you forget all about those things, right? You forget to be self-conscious almost. And that's what you're going to experience following through with this. Now, I do want to give you a heads up. If something were to happen that is like seemingly negative from this, I don't see it, but the universe is showing me if something is like that you perceive as negative going on, it's still not going to be a negative for you. Like you're meant to do this thing. Mark, good night, sweetie. Love you. Come celebrate my birthday with us next Friday. And Aunt Sin's birthday is... Oh, and get myself in trouble now because I always forget. Aunt Sin, is it the 26th? 26th? 22nd? I get it confused with my grandma Pat's. I think she was the 22nd. All right, Miss Heather. Carly, don't worry about it. Most of us in here know that feeling. Heather, you got Hydra, the card of regeneration. Well, Carly, if you have to step away or anything, I could always timestamp you for this week. You know, you're more than welcome to lurk in the background, but I know when you have a young child, things do happen. Nomeo, we called you. Heather, deal with the issue now. Do not allow it to become more complex or worse. Reject any gossip. Look for the source of a problem. Go to the beginning to understand the motive. The Hydra of Lerna is a legendary creature whose legacy is recognized still today. This infamous, the 25th, okay. That was close. I said the 26th. This infamous multi-headed water serpent's name and powers of regeneration are used in popular culture and in common sayings to cut something off at the head, or if you don't cut things off at the head quick enough, two will take its place. Both these sayings are from the myth of the Hydra. In the second of his 12 labors, Heracles was charged by King Eurystheus under the goddess Hera's control to kill the Hydra. Killing the Hydra would not be easy. The Hydra possessed breath that was a deadly poison. Its odor could knock someone unconscious, and of course, the 6 heads with lethal power could dismember and eat you. If that wasn't enough, if you cut off one of the heads, at least 2 would grow in its place. Heracles covered his face tightly with cloth and his lion skin to stop the poison and fumes entering his lungs, and shot a flaming arrow into the lair of the monster. He was armed with a long, sharp sickle and his club. The monster appeared, and he cut one off at the head. Immediately, of course, 2 grew in its place. Remind me about my announcement on personals when I'm done with this. Heracles had his nephew Iolaus with him, and the young man witnessed in horror the regeneration of the Hydra's head. He had an idea, though, as to how the Hydra's regrowth might be stopped, an idea possibly planted by Athena, who loves heroes. Iolaus took a flaming torch and told Heracles that if he cut off the head, he would quickly cauterize the stump with the flames. Perhaps this would work for them. So with great force, Heracles cut off a head, and Iolaus used the torch, flames rising from the Hydra's body. It seemed to be working, and then Hera, realizing that perhaps the 2 heroes would be triumphant, sent a giant crab to attack them. That is the cancer crab. I forgot his name. I call him Cornelius, but that's not his name. Heracles swung his club and smashed its shell and stepped heavily upon it, neutralizing it. Soon there was only a head left, and with the golden sword gifted to him by Athena, Heracles swung hard and removed the last Hydra head. He placed the head still alive between 2 huge rocks on the sacred way between Lerna and Iolaus. There he collected some of the Hydra's poisonous blood to use as a weapon in the future. While the king recognized that Heracles did indeed conquer the Hydra, he imposed another 2 labors upon him. The original labors were only 12 because he had assistance from his nephew, and the idea of using the torch to cauterize was not his own. Hera was sad that her creature had been killed and raised it up into the sky as the constellation Hydra to shine in immortality. Your plant companion is Lantana, and your crystal companion is one of my absolute favorites, whether it's blue, black, or rainbow, kyanite. So Heather, I don't think you're listening, but we do have the timestamp on. Get you some kyanite. Okay, you can go to the mall. You can go to Willowbrook or Garden State. There should be a crystal source somewhere. Get a piece of kyanite. A tumble of kyanite, because it's a little bigger, it's going to run you between $5 and $7. Totally, totally worth it. Text me. I'll teach you how to charge it and where to put it. All right, so I'm getting a twofold message on this, okay? Let's talk about the first thing I'm getting. The first thing is you have so much going on right now that you don't know what to attack first, right? You have so many things that you're trying to face head on because you're no longer going to sit in the background and allow yourself to be used, abused, neglected, manipulated. Like, you're taking a stand, you're taking charge of your life, you're enforcing your boundaries, etc. But it's like there's so much that you're becoming overwhelmed, which is making you do less instead of more. The way I handle that personally is by writing lists. And making sure I keep the list where I can see it all the time. Otherwise, like, I'll make the list and it'll just sit there because I forget that it's there. So you got to put it like in a place where you're always going to see it. The universe is saying focus on one thing at a time in the next couple of weeks and literally check it off your list. From smallest to biggest, or biggest to smallest, however you want to go about this. I would suggest smallest to biggest so you can like work your way up to the bigger ones. Can only do one thing at a time. Now, sometimes we can, what's it called? When you're doing more than one thing at a time.
Multitasking.
Multitask. But this is not the time for you to be multitasking. Okay. Thank you, sir. Now, the other thing is, you know, something's wrong, messed up. You guys are so, thank you. You know, not working for you. You know that a hard thing needs to be done. You've made a hard decision recently, and now you have to like enact it, right? So say you're the boss of a Fortune 500 company and you've got to fire 5 out of the 20 people, and every single person you're firing is getting no severance package. Like, you're leaving them like they're screwed, but they're getting fired because of, you know, they were embezzling money from the company. So you're completely justified in the decision you've made. But it's like, now you're procrastinating about it. Well, the longer you allow them to continue working, knowing what they're doing, the more you're losing out. And that is exactly what's going on here. You have something that needs to be said, that needs to be done. And even if, again, you can't physically detach from the negativity, the narcissism, whatever, the toxicity that you're dealing with at home, because I do believe you're still dealing with that, at least to some degree. Cliff Clark, let us know if you're here. You're next. Or coming up. You still need to take action in the next couple of weeks in a very, very major way, in a very big, relevant situation. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. That's what they're showing me. Rip, like, it'll sting for a second, but you've got to do it. The longer you allow this to remain unsaid or to go undone or unchecked, the worse it's going to be in the end. The more you're going to lose, not only like physically losing stuff like money or things, but like the more mentally you're going to lose out, physically, psychically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, you're just being drained the longer you allow this to go on. Okay. So Heather, really start with just saying what needs to be said, pulling no punches, and whoever doesn't like it, oh well, like, they'll get over it. Don't apologize for being you. Don't apologize for the decisions you're making, because you're making them very fairly, reasonably, rationally, and they're the best decisions for you at this time. It doesn't matter what other people think, but don't keep putting it off, putting off. You ever hear, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today? That is really relevant right now. Really, really, really relevant, because the longer you put it off, the worse it's going to end for you. You need to take immediate action, and then one thing at a time. Is Cliff next? Cliff, we're going to use Seeker.
Nutter's next after that.
Nomeo, we'll get you in. Did Nomeo want a reading? Because we did call him earlier. Nomeo, do you want a reading? It's taken care of if you do.
If you
Guys,
do,
please don't forget, if you can donate to my PayPal or Cash App. I really do like, it is how I get paid. When you donate to through Super Chat, Super Sticker, that's just as amazing. I just have to wait a month to get that money, but at the end of the month, it comes in and I'm happy. So not complaining, but PayPal and Cash App is money I get immediately, and I could really use this weekend. I mean, so. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something real quick. I think most of you probably saw it already, but I had no idea who sent this, but it was Ghostdragonzw.
if you take it out of the box, there should be stickers in there too.
Yeah, there was a little pumpkin and a little skull.
Okay. You can fix the purse so it hangs right. It probably had to be put like that because it fit.
No, she keeps falling forward, but
There you go.
It's the Gemma Jade Funko Pop, guys. One day I'm going to be famous enough that they're going to make them en masse. I might do a Gemma Jade Ghostdragonzw set. Yeah, I was really impressed with this one. I freaked out. Okay, Cliff. What is happening? Oh, there it is. I'm like, where did I put the deck? Nice, Miss Jules. All right, Nomeo, did you answer about your reading? Cliff, this is you. Have faith. What a beautiful, simple message, right? Have faith. Yes, Heather, you actually did, but you were the last one I just did. This was yours, the Hydra. So if you just rewind a little bit. What's up, baby dragon? Our Ghostdragonzw daughter. Yeah, I know. I didn't see it though. I didn't see it. All right, Cliff. We often associate the word faith with religion, but the two are not always mutually exclusive. Believing so can limit our understanding. Faith is also defined as having complete trust and confidence, often in a manner that defies logic. It cannot be explained because it just is. Faith is powerful. It gives us a reason for being. It reminds us that we have a purpose and gives us the courage to find it. Faith makes it easier to overcome and manage our fears because we can see beyond them to the good that is to come. No, it doesn't prevent us from experiencing troubles or moments of fear, but helps us to face and overcome them. It makes us stronger, more resilient, and willing to persevere. It helps us to remember that times of trouble always come to an end. Always. It enables us to see potential and opportunity instead of seeing lack and believing that we have no choice but to suffer. Faith inspires. It gives us the courage to take a chance and seek solutions. Faith is the flame of hope that never dies. It serves as a beacon that lights our path and helps us find our way home when we feel lost. Faith is the hand that reaches out to us to help us back to our feet when we stumble and reminds us that we are never truly alone. Believe in the good, believe in yourself, have faith, move forward, Cliff, with confidence. You've got this, and we've got you, meaning the universe, right? So, Cliff, the one thing, as soon as I picked this card up, that I heard was like I saw like patting on the back. Like, you're doing a really great job, whether you think you are or not. Nuts up, you better come back. Anson, good night. I love you. Call me on Sunday. I'll talk you through some of this. I helped him pick them out. whether you think you are or not, you're actually doing a really good job with keeping things in focus and keeping things in perspective. Okay. Again, though, I keep hearing this voice, like there's this person just trying to make you feel like poop. And just like this person is, it's not that they don't believe in you. It's not that they don't think you're going to succeed. It's not that they don't, it's that they want you to think, like they want to bring you down to their level. Okay. They want you to have as little faith in yourself as they have in theirs. And that's the only thing I'm seeing stopping you from like living your life, going about your day to day. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has perfect days, but I'm seeing you just like, becoming very spiritually aligned with like, okay, that really sucked. I hate that that happened, but I can't wait to see what the universe is bringing me in replacement of that, right? Like just going and living your life and not worrying or being frustrated or, just living. But of course, there are those people always. There's always that one person or those people in your life that just can't be happy for you because misery loves company. Not me, the universe would kind of, it's imploring you right now to don't look back, okay? Keep looking forward. Don't question too much, right? This doesn't mean like in a logical sense where like don't ask questions. Of course, ask as many questions as you need to. But as far as like why are things happening? Why are things taking so long? Why are things moving so fast? Why are things getting delayed and messed up and seemingly why are you like those are things that we as humans are not supposed to be worrying about. Like we do, of course, because we're humans, but that's up to God, the universe, whatever you call, whatever creates us, whatever's created us. Cliff, I do see in the next month or two, I wouldn't say weeks, but in the next month or two, I do see an opportunity coming in for you that you're going to be very, very excited about. But just like I talked to with someone else in one of the recent cards, like you're going to start questioning whether or not you're worthy of it. Are you good enough for it? What if the person making the offer, the people making the offer know X, Y, and Z about you? And it's like the universe would not have put this in your path if you weren't meant to have it or to learn from not receiving it, right? I feel like whatever this is going to be a great opportunity for you. I do feel connection here. It could be something romantic, even though I know you're not looking for that and you're kind of just doing your thing. If you're already in a relationship, it could be you. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I was going to say, if you're already in a relationship, it could be you further connecting with this person. I do want to tell you, if you are having unprotected, I hate saying this, unprotected sex, and you don't want to have a kid, definitely wear protection in the next 3 to 6 months because there's a big chance you could impregnate someone. If that's not possible, this is a stepchild coming in, someone asking you to be a godfather, there's somebody else's kid involved, or you getting someone pregnant. Just be careful. If something's meant to be, it's going to be, and accept any opportunities with good faith, right? Give a good faith effort to what and or who ever crosses your path. Don't look back and do not lower yourself. Lowering yourself, you literally lower your vibration, and then you have to work all over again to get it back up. Once you lower your vibration, you have to work to make it high again. Yeah, Cliff, I'm just saying, in the next 3 to 6 months, there could be a, hi, surprise, I'm pregnant announcement. Who's next?
Well, you were talking. I just wasn't sure if you were done yet. Nutter.
Netter. Nutslap left us. I'm a little upset about that. How dare him need to eat dinner? Is Melissa Nicole here? Netter, I'm going to use Fairy Tale.
Andrew, if you want a reading, let me know, and I'll put you in after Nutter. And
yeah,
then
I know
we'll
you
Jules.
answered, but I didn't see what your answer was.
I didn't see it either. I've been trying to play catch up.
When romance finds you when you're not looking. So true. Hi, Paul. This is Anthony.
Hello, Anthony. How you doing, little
Anthony.
man? What you doing,
Why?
little
What
man?
happened, Cliff? Do you know something? Anthony, nice to meet you. I think I've spoken to you before, maybe.
Yeah, he's been in and said hello before.
Well, that's exactly it, Cliff. It's like you've got to kind of just take things as they're being thrown at you, because this is a major test. Like, regardless of what this is, the offer coming in, it's a major test to see, like, do you really have faith? Right. And again, it doesn't have to be in a religious sense. If you're religious, for me, I'm a Christian, all the better. But, you know, if you don't believe in faith in that way, that's fine. Have faith that the universe is guiding you and doing things for you, not to you, you know? All right. New England Dirt Roadie. I don't use this deck often, but I think you need to hear it. So we have the White Snake. It is the card of understanding.
You did say yes.
Jules, I felt that, girl. Jules, I think we're a little bit of a different kind of crazy, but that's why we vibe. New England Dirt Road, you got card number 35. The White Snake. This one is a teeny bit longer than normal, guys, so just bear with me. No sooner had I touched his tongue than he heard a strange whispering of little voices outside of his window. He went and listened and then noticed that it was the sparrows who were chattering together and telling one another of all kinds of things which they had seen in the fields and the woods. Eating the snake had given him power of understanding the language of animals. In this tale, a king has all knowledge due to a white snake brought to him each evening in a dish by a faithful servant. But one day, the servant peeks below the lid of the dish and sees the snake. He takes a bite of its flesh, and at that moment, all the knowledge in the world becomes available to him. He speaks all languages, understands all things, and hears without limits or restraints. Simultaneously, the queen loses her most treasured ring, and the faithful servant is suspected of having stolen it, as he is the only soul who has permission to enter the queen's chamber. He is brought before the king and told that, unless he can name the villain, he's going to be executed the next day. Yeah, why not? Jules, I like that description. A smooth criminal. But gifted as he is with the language of all things, he hears a duck speaking of a heavy stomach, and knows this creature has accidentally swallowed the precious ring. The duck is roasted for dinner, the ring is found, the servant is not only forgiven, the king grants him a favor, and as an offering to make amends. On he goes, and in time it is the language of the animals that brings him great good fortune, that and his empathy and kindness, for now he can understand the animals. He knows they too love life and wish only to avoid suffering. He saves fish and ants and ravens, making great sacrifices to care for the wild ones around him. On his own feet, he finally ventures forth and finds that a king's daughter is being offered to the man who can perform a seemingly impossible task. He sees the woman, the daughter of the king, and falls so deeply in love, he steps forward and takes up the challenge without a thought for his life, for he loves, and deeply so. So a golden ring is flung into the deepest ocean, and the servant is told to bring it back. If he doesn't, he will be drowned within the waters, holding the ring. But the fish he once saved brings him a mussel with the ring inside of it, and he's saved. She throws 1,000 grains into a field and demands that they all must be picked up by dawn, and the ants he helped bring forth the grains, and not one lay upon the earth. But she demands one more thing, although a grudging respect and awe had dawned in her cold heart. She says she will marry him when he brings her an apple from the tree of life. And he wandered and became lost, but 3 ravens bring him the apple, and he offers it to the princess. She takes it from him, her cold heart thawing, cuts it in 2 with a sharp little knife, and they each eat 1/2 and fall deeply in love. True love. There are no more excuses. They live together until they're very old, and their children cry again and again for the story of how they met and wed one another. When this card comes to you, you may have recently experienced a time when you felt people were distant, unemotional, and lacking in warmth. But if you continue to do the right and good thing, you'll find there will soon be a breakthrough moment for you. There will also be a time when all the groundwork you have done in a relationship will suddenly become worth it. And that doesn't have to be romantic. You're going to be able to change people's lives, Netter, and help their hearts heal from the frost that can settle around a wound. You are in many ways the healer of a wounded heart, and soon you will see how true this is. I've got to grab a cough drop, guys. Give me 1 second. My throat
That's
is
right.
on
I got you.
fire.
Okay. I didn't know you really when she was singing. I'm shutting up.
My throat is on fire. All right. Did you have something to say, honey? I'm sorry. Did you have something to say, honey? I'm sorry. Well, you were on mute, so.
No, I wasn't on mute. I was going to talk while you got up, but you were singing. So I said, nope, I don't need to say anything, and went back to mute.
Thank you. So, Netter, the meaning of this card, as per the book, good turns are rewarded. Sacrifice is rewarded. Boldness is rewarded. No excuses can be made when we are confronted with truth. The humblest creatures have much to offer, to know, to understand, and to have wisdom. All right. Now, first of all, love this card. I know that was very, very relevant to you, because you were saying for a very long time, even years now, that like you just literally don't connect with people. It's like they don't see you, like you're a ghost. I don't think that's true, though. I think you are unknowingly closed to other people's energy. And I think the reason for that is because, I'm sorry, I do really need this cough drop because my throat really does hurt. I think the reason for that, Netter, is because you have to get your energy back in alignment, and you have to get back into alignment with truth, right? With what do you really realistically want to do in life? Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Hey, Kelly, where do you want to be in 10 years? Where do you want to be 6 months from now? You can't just sit around saying like, oh my gosh, all this sucks. You've got to take action. And I know you took a huge leap moving from Colorado to New York. I love that. And I love that we get to see each other in person now every once in a while. I love that. You just have such great energy. I love being around you. But like, you have to align not only your spirit, but you have to get your life in order as well. And this is no judgment or indictment on you. What I'm seeing is like, you can do so many amazing things now, but your energy is so closed off to other people. It's almost impossible for opportunities to come in and for you to communicate and make friends and build relationships. But I feel like all of that is coming to an end. Okay. I see you in the next couple of months, just becoming more aligned, more confident. And that starts with me helping you. And that's not me being cocky or overconfident. I know that I can, and I'm going to, particularly because I can see you face to face. It's much easier to do that than over the phone. But also because I feel like you do have, whether you see it or believe it or not, a real faith that there is a purpose here. That you're not just wandering aimlessly, that you didn't meet me or anyone else in here by accident, that it's all meant to be. Once you really open yourself up to those ideas and those thoughts, Netter, which you are little by little by little, that's going to open your energy up to meeting other people. Even if you're not comfortable hanging out, saying hi, how's the weather? You know what I mean? Where do you work? Where do you live? Like just having these tiny conversations. And that's going to start as well with you planning what you're going to do for this week and then acting it out. What are you going to do next week? I want you, and you never sent me your address, I want to send you that manifestation workbook. It's not a lot of writing. It'll take you 10 minutes a day or less, depending how fast you write. I want you to write down like 2 short-term goals that you want to see achieved within the next 6 weeks, 2 short-term goals you want to see achieved within the next 6 months, and then 1 long-term goal you want to see achieved within the year. And then I'm going to work with you for you to achieve those goals. But you have to really put everything behind it. You have love, you have romance, you have happiness, you have a good job, you have stability, security. All these things are your birthright, this abundance. It's waiting for you. But if you sit like this all day long without moving, you're not going to see anybody that walks by you, and nobody that walks by you is going to acknowledge you. All right? You've got to open up. Smile every once in a while. I mean, you smiled at me. You have a great smile, but open yourself up. You can't be afraid of being hurt. You can't be afraid of being different. You're always going to be different. You got to embrace that as something really good. You know, the uniqueness you bring to each situation. And you're going to meet people who aren't your people. Doesn't have to be literally walking. It was just, that's what I mean. Like, you have a block for everything that's coming in, and you can't do that. You have to be open. If you can't walk around because it's freezing, go take yourself to dinner. Or I know you hate the mall, but we can go walk around the mall and just get used to talking to people, just having small talk. I hate small talk. I do it as little as possible, but we're trying to open your energy up, so it's necessary. And I got to get some more chicken wing flavored ridged Lay's anyway. So next time you come down, as long as this cold doesn't get worse and I don't end up in bed with a fever and unable to move, we'll hit the mall. I'll get my potato chips and you will get your opportunity to open up. And I don't care if you don't like the mall. I'm going to be with you. That's it. We're going. Who's next?
Andrew.
It's just frustrating to me because I see so much potential in all of you, specifically people I've met face to face. And with Netter, I mean, you have so much, but until you see it, it's not going to be anything. It's not going to turn into anything. Andrew, I'm using Oracle of the Radiant Sun. Julie girl, you're up next after Andrew. Andrew, you got the card of control, and I've got to look to see what the little symbol is. Oh, so guys, last Saturday night. All right, Mike, you got Jupiter in, I think this is Capricorn. Capricorn, give me a second. So last Saturday night, I was in the bathroom brushing my teeth, cleaning my makeup off my face, putting my hair up, putting my jammies on, getting ready for bed. I come out into the bed and RJ's asleep on my side of the bed. So he was asleep on my side, which is next to the end table, when normally he sleeps against the wall. So I gently nudged him and I said, "Hey buddy, you're on mama's side. Can you get up and go on your side?" He said, "Yeah," smiling. He gets up. I go to plug my phone in, and all of a sudden, bam, he fell asleep sitting there. He wasn't fully awake, and he smashed the corner of his eye right here, right on the corner of my oak end table. I burst open, blood everywhere. I'm trying not to panic because I don't want him to panic. I rush him into the bathroom. I'm trying to clean it off to see if he needs stitches. Did he lose his eye? I'm thinking, oh my God, he is going to have a massive black and blue. His eye is going to be swollen. I know it. I mean, it hit so hard. He just wanted to go back to sleep, and it wasn't big enough, the cut, that I thought he really needed stitches. So I'm like, all right, I calmed him down. I cleaned it up. I was up all night looking at him to make sure he was okay. No bruise. And the cut is already smaller than my pinky nail. Like it's teeny tiny cut with a scab right here. He was a millimeter away from poking his freaking eye out. I don't know how his face didn't blow with how hard he hit that end table. I was so scared. All right, yeah. So you got Jupiter and Capricorn, the card of control. Andrew, people with Jupiter and Capricorn feel an ever-demanding ambition to improve life and status by taking on positions of responsibility. So again, it doesn't mean that your Jupiter is in Capricorn, but this is the energy coming in for you for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, it was really bad. They find fruitful and satisfying areas of life in which they're able to exercise care and judgment in decision-making. Achievement is important for Jupiter Capricorn well-being, and they aspire to positions of authority. Their achievements lead people with this planet sign combination to take on a prominent position in their community. They have the potential to become a pillar of society and a strong ethical or religious sense that will be important to them and to other people's image of them. This card reveals excellent prospects for public office and positions of power, however modest they may be. There's always present a danger that ambition can interfere with home and family life, and this may become an area of conflict. The negative side of this card can be a stubborn sticking to the letter of the law in situations that demand a more flexible approach. This rigid attitude, taken to extremes, can also show a miserliness in small matters alongside excessive extravagance in large ones. When this card appears in a reading, it often indicates a need to take on full responsibility for one's current position and apply control in order to extricate oneself from a difficult situation. Taking on a responsible position in an organization, achieving recognition for lengthy and patient work, a politician or business tycoon, a prominent figure in a religious community. So, what does this mean for you? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this cough drop down. Andrew, you know what was crazy about it? Everyone calls my son Mr. Smiley because he's always smiling. He's been smiling since he was born. The very next morning, Sunday, I wanted to sleep a little late. He woke me up smiling, kisses, dancing around the house, coloring in his room, just happy as can be. I'm like, nothing breaks this kid's spirit. Nothing. It's crazy. I was so proud of him. All right, so Andrew, for some reason, I'm getting the feeling of you like having to defend your position on something or to defend why you've been given a position. I don't know which one it is, but I'm seeing people looking at you or a person looking at you, and this could be your energy, the way you're perceiving self, but I don't really think so. But it could, however it resonates, take it as though you're undeserving, which is the last thing that you are. And I just feel like you need to defend yourself for once and for all and move on. And if other people can't handle reality, then that's literally their problem, right? You just keep going and doing what you're doing. I also feel an opportunity coming in for you to get promoted or get more money for something as far as your work in the next few months. But the one main thing I'm seeing here is you not expressing, you showing a lot of self-control when it comes to the people around you. For some reason, I just see you in a situation where people are just acting a fool. I don't know why. It's almost like random people. I don't know if like while you're on the road, you're going to stop somewhere and end up getting into something. The fact of the matter is, the more control you exert and exercise, okay, well, the less trouble you're going to get in, but the more you're going to come out on top. I know this is a little confusing. What I would say to sum this up is in the next week or two, don't let anyone take you outside of who you are, right? Take you outside of your character. Don't start screaming and hollering and punching things if that's not how you normally act, right? Don't let someone get you so upset with their negativity, their attitude, their accusations, whatever this is, I feel being aimed at you. It's like they want you to snap. They want to be able to point and go, see, I told you what he was like. Don't give them the satisfaction. Somebody here is secretly wishing that you fail. Secretly wishing that, you either come crawling back to them or, that they can look and say, I knew it. It's like they're delighting in your failure. So don't give it to them. And I don't see you failing. I do feel, though, you're going to have to exercise some self-control in the next couple of weeks because people or a person are really purposefully pushing your buttons to try and get on your nerves. I'm seeing now, I don't know what this is, okay? I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing before I move on. I'm seeing you in a situation where there's men and they're fighting. There could be alcohol involved and the cops are called. I don't know what that is. Take it for what it's worth. It could be something coming up. Maybe if you get a bad feeling about stopping at somewhere roadside while you're on the road or talking to a certain person or whatever, just follow your instinct and intuition because I do see you being dragged into something that you really don't belong in and there's really no need for you to be in. Who's next, Jules?
Yes, she is. But do you want to talk? I put down the thing about the readings and then I realized you were going to give it an announcement.
Yeah, guys. So for April, I did the readings at half price. So April personal intuitive oracle readings, which are usually $60. Those are the general remotes where you send me the money. Let me know it's for a reading. And I send you a link to your reading. You don't have to do anything else. That's $30. So half price just for April, but you got to pay me in March because I got to do it, it goes forward. So I'm doing March's readings in February. So for April's readings, I would have to do them in March. Also, you have until March 20th to do that, by the way, because after that, I'll probably be all booked up. And the video face-to-face, the 1 hour where I pull cards and you ask questions and I look at you and we see if you have attachments, all that jazz. I usually charge $120 for the hour. I'm doing those for $80 an hour. All right. So just if anyone's interested, PayPal and Cash App donations, guys, I really, really appreciate it. It is how I get paid. A pilot throwdown. I don't know what it is, but I am seeing these men over here and there's like a darkened parking lot, but there's a building behind them with some lights, little lights. And the men are like, rah, 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 kind of drunk. My throat hurts so bad I can barely swallow. And then the cops are looking at you for an answer. But they're still egging you on. Now, this could be a metaphoric thing where like somebody is blaming you, being a Karen towards you. No offense to anyone named Karen, calling the police on you for no reason, but they're obviously out of their mind. It could be something like, could be metaphoric, but I'm seeing it very, very clearly, this vision. So I would say something is going to happen where there are cops involved. Maintain your composure, your control, be in reality, right? And just speak confidently, facts, and you're going to be fine. I'm sorry, guys. All right, who's next? I know that. Never mind. Sorry. Jules. Let's do Celtic Spirit. This is one I haven't used in a really long time. Round 1. Fight. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was actually a little harder to see than normal, which is why it was a little more confusing, meaning you could be blocked or you could have picked up an attachment somewhere. I don't think it's anything crazy. Just be mindful of your instinct, your intuition in the next couple of weeks. You could have a harder time making decisions based on instinct and intuition, and that could be why I'm seeing things becoming so difficult for you, like not making the best choices. I remember we discussed that because my father is 100% Irish and my mother is half Cherokee, half Iroquois. Oh my gosh. Wow. Card number 11, Jules, blue. Depressed, isolated, and help. What a gorgeous card. Nice. Did you say 57 Hines? I love that. Is this a time where you or someone you know is feeling down? A strong feeling of isolation that is so powerful you feel like you don't know your place in the world? Are you feeling alone and wishing you could find some way of making the pain go away? This is a time where you need to reach out. It may be as small as asking a friend over to talk to, or picking up the phone and calling a loved one. Either way, you need to know that you're not alone. Your guides and spirits are always there and never leave you, though you feel like there's no one. When you feel distant, ask yourself, have I put up a wall? Have I distanced myself from everyone? What has caused me this pain that I have felt the need to withdraw? Take a moment, Jules, to think of the things in your life that create joy. It may be an animal, a hobby, a person that makes you smile. Draw on that feeling and make it grow inside of you. Feel the joy, the happiness, and the love. Push away the bad feelings and bring your wall down, even just a little. It's always a good time when you're not feeling your best to ground and protect yourself. Your energy needs to flow as it may be stuck. Do a grounding and protection exercise that feels right to you. And that's exactly what I told you. Callie, hey, don't leave without a reading if you don't want to. I'm so sorry. I'm having trouble swallowing. That's what I told you. You and I are going to do during our, I can't see the 25th, the grounding and protecting. I told you you needed that, not me. You needed that. Sometimes when we're in a vulnerable state, it leaves us open to other energies that can affect us. So when we don't allow those energies in, it can give us just the lift we need. If this card is for someone you feel is experiencing this, maybe it's up to you to reach out to them. Maybe they seem as though they don't need help, but deep down is exactly what they need. Small acts of kindness can be just what someone needs, especially to those that wear a mask to cover their sadness. So I don't think you need any pushing to reach out to someone that you know needs help. For you, though, in the next couple of weeks, since hey, Peppa, we've been talking about like guarding your energy, protecting yourself, right? Maybe don't reach out to too many people, right? I don't know many people that I know for a fact aren't going to drain my energy. I know maybe a handful, right? And most of them are in this room that take nothing. People do it and they can't help it. I'm not judging anyone. It's fine. You know, that's kind of what I was born for, is to just like give my energy and help people. But for you, I don't want you to really reach out to people unless you're 1,000,000% sure they're safe. They're not going to ask you for anything. They're not going to need anything except a shoulder to cry on, right? Or someone to talk to. But as far as everything else, make sure you're including your spirit team, your angels, guides, ancestors, deceased loved ones, etc., in your decision-making processes. Make sure that you're including them in your everyday life. Make sure you're acknowledging them, kind of tagging them in. We talked about the tag team wrestling. Make sure that you're doing all of that going forward, because they will come in and protect your energy for you, at the very least, until I can get there and we can get you cleansed and get your home and property protected. All right. Peppa, it's so good to see you. Callie, yeah, hang out. Guys, please don't forget, donations are how I get paid. I don't mean to harp on it, but PayPal and Cash App, I'd appreciate it. If you can't, you can't. No biggie. I don't judge anyone. I can't donate to any of my favorite YouTubers either because times are tight. So, but I do have to mention it. Who's next?
First of all, did Miss Pixie leave? Miss Pixie, are you here, hon?
I honestly didn't even see her come in. I just thought
came in and dropped 20 and said hello.
Oh, that's right.
And
let's put a timestamp.
Okay. Then I'll put her on hold. One second, I'll tell you who's next.
That's okay.
Nut Slap's back if he's still here. He's eating, so if you want to wait until he pops back.
We'll wait on Nut Slap. I just want to say to Jules, if you can talk to her, keep her at least steady. When you and I do the video reading, maybe I can pick up some stuff on her and we can see if we can find ways to pull her out of that. I mean, she's an extension of you. I love her as I love you. Let's see if we can do that. Like, kind of add her in. Whether she actually wants to be there or can be there or not, we can add her into it. A lot of
I'm
us
just
are.
trying to finagle. My list is all now.
That's okay. We've got plenty to talk about. Jules, I think a lot of us are, but sometimes it gets to that point where I don't want to say it's dangerous, but for introverts and people with abilities, it kind of can be, because that's when the lower vibrational, I notice that's when they attack me the most, is when I'm starting not only to be a hermit, but to feel down and like, you know, with the amount of work I do, like being broke is a big thing for me. I cry all the time. I'm like, why does not enough people like watch my stuff? Like, what am I doing wrong? I put my heart and soul in, but that's when the spirits start to, you know what I mean? That's when they start to circulate and lurk. And demons, demonic entities, lower vibrational entities, they can't read our minds, but they're ancient, right? They've been around long enough to be able to intuit our next move. And that's when they go on attack. I understand it. I do. I go to my doctor's, the grocery store, and when I absolutely must, basketball. My Aunt Sin that was in here, her daughter Nikki, physically, and I'm not talking bad about her. I love Mike. She's like one of my, if not my favorite cousin on my mom's side. She physically cannot leave the house. She's lost relationships because of it. She just can't. Like, I understand it. I've seen it. I'm not that bad. Like, if I have to, I will. I do go sometimes hang out with my mom friends, but that's all RJ to get him out, right? It's one of the reasons I haven't put a lot of stress on like getting my license back after all these years. I don't care about being able to go out. Like, now I do. Now I'm totally focused on that. I need a chunk in order to pay off a very, very old 19-year-old fine that they will not give me my license back until I pay it. But it's like $1,500. So but I'm very focused on doing that. But for a while I was just like, meh, I don't need to go anywhere. All right. Who's next?
Okay. We got it all straightened up. Okay. We're going to do Edna next. And then if Smoochie's still here, we'll sneak Smoochie in. And then back to the list.
Jules, I'll do everything I can to try and help. I went through that with Damien for a while, to that degree too. He didn't leave his bedroom when my stepdad died, because my stepdad's the man who raised him, who he thought was his dad until he was like 11, 12 years old. He thought my mom was his mom and my stepdad was his dad because they raised him and they did all the mom and dad things. Then he started asking, what's a mommy Gemma? Because that's what he called me. And that's when my mom had to tell him, like, Gemma's your biological mother, and Jeff, he didn't call him Daddy Jeff, he just called him Jeff, is your biological father, but they were unable to raise you, whatever. She didn't tell him the whole story. I told him that when he got older, what actually had happened, how his father had killed someone with him in the vehicle. But anyway, his biological father, Jeff, my best friend since I was 11, it still kills me, died of an overdose on January 23rd of 3 years ago. February 13th of that same year, my stepfather died from complications from his kidney transplant, complications of COVID, right? The vid. He went 2 straight years. He wouldn't leave his room. He didn't hang out with friends. He quit school. He didn't get a job. He didn't have a girlfriend. He didn't talk to anyone but me, my mother, and RJ. That was it. We were very worried. Now that they moved in with my aunt and uncle, there's more interaction with other people. He's got himself a girlfriend. He's got a really good job. And he's driving. He got his license, and now he's working on his GED. His grandparents are going to pay for college. But I'm not saying that that's Samantha's case, that's what she needs. I'm just saying I remember those 2 years being really, really scary. So I do understand what you're going through. Oh, Jules, yeah, she definitely is. I mean, I've said that to her, and I've told you that. All right, let's do it. Edna, angels and ancestors. Smoochie, let us know if you're here. And we're going to do Cowie, Roger. That's the bad part about it. Yes, it has been 3 years since Mr. Flintstone died, but Mr. Flintstone is not Damien's dad. That's another of my exes. I would say the one I was closest to as a romantic relationship throughout my whole entire life. He died. I remember when Damien's dad died, I told Mr. Flintstone, I was like, he didn't talk to me for like a month, and I'm like, what is your problem? Like, Jeff just died. Like, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, I was in jail, right? Because he was out there living his life. And I was like, okay, but don't do that again. He didn't talk to me for the whole month of June. I was like, because I'm going to think you died. He's like, I'll talk to you every week. And I set it up so he can get into a detox facility. I made the appointments for him, got him into long-term care afterwards for September 5th of that year. I'll never forget it. I didn't hear from him from June 30th all the way till July 17th. Our mutual friend Facebook called me and was like, did you hear what happened to Billy? I'm like, no, but I'm going to kill him because he hasn't called me in 3 weeks. And he's like, oh, he died of an overdose in Ohio. And his parents had him brought back and buried him without telling anybody that he died or inviting anyone to his funeral. Who does that? Anyway, all right. Yeah, he passed away. He died of an overdose, unfortunately, 2 months before he was going into long-term care. He was the person that I was in. Okay, Donna, I see you, a relationship with when I was using. That was the person I was with. Guys, give me 1 second. Donna and I have some emergent situation going on, and I told her if she couldn't contact me to come into text. Thank you for your patience. When Steven comes back.
Yes, I will start talking.
I don't see a text. I don't know. She said go to text. Steven, can you entertain them for 1 minute so I can pull out?
Yes. Okay. So while she's taking care of that, I'm going to straighten up the list. Okay. Edna is going to be now. Then after Edna, since Smoochie, I'm sorry, we keep calling your name, you don't answer, I'm going to have to pass you. Okay. So after Edna will be Carly. And then after Carly will be Kelly. Then Callie. Sorry, I'm just going to say Snyder. Just some words I have a trouble with. I'm sorry. Then we'll go ahead. If Peppa wants one, we'll give them one. And Chris, if you want one, we'll give you. And then I think that's everybody other than my daughter and Black Dragon, and then the timestamps. So, yeah, she was here a bit ago. She comes and she went, ooh, and then she disappeared. I try to keep an eye on chat. I try to, people don't pay attention to me much in chat except for when I'm calling names. So it's all good. But yes, I'm not a dancing monkey, Chris. So you don't even fly with me. I'm not the Tarzan boy. But yes. As for tomorrow night, I should be here. I'm doing a lot better. Like I said, I am having some issues, but at least I'm not hacking while I'm talking like I was last Saturday. It was just a nightmare for me, and I'm sorry. I know you're here, honey. I know you're taking care of the kids. I got you. You said you wanted to be kind of last with the Black Dragon, and he likes to be last. So I always try to make you two last anyway. So I know you're dealing with Ant-Man and the little one. You got 4 kids with you. Oh, okay. Okay. I feel better. The classes help. I'm still getting used to them. So if I end up taking them off, just bear with me because they're it's a whole new thing for me. I mean, I wore glasses before, but these have bifocals and I'm not used to bifocals and they're the no lines and my eyeballs change. They change big time. Nutslap, you might be surprised what I can do, but I don't for reasons. Because I don't for ease. I don't for reasons. That's Gemma's job, not my job.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Life happens, I guess. Yeah, and I do have your deck out for you. I got to get speaking of getting my license, right? All right. Yeah, and get a little riled up. All right. And Anna, you got the heart guardian. Love and let yourself be loved. It's such a pretty card. It reminds me of Mary Magdalene. I'm back. I made tacos. Tacos. Taco Friday. Sorry, guys. These are hard to find. All right, and welcome with open arms, opportunities, and give and receive love. The Heart Guardian is an angelic energy that can help you call for protection and guidance with all issues surrounding the heart. This is essentially the angel who helps you with all relationships, whether they be with yourself, family, or even a romantic connection. She can enable you to move beyond any limiting fears about trust, discern whom to trust, and understand how you can move forward in a balanced relationship with that person. In this card, she's adorned with a sacred heart and draped in a red cloak to show her capacity to let love lead the way. And Edna, you are lovable, and loving. The energy of love is surrounding your whole world at this time. Angels are swirling around you, encouraging you to open your heart and reveal the blessings that you have to offer. They want you to know that you are a highly loving being who deserves to give and receive love. If you are finding it challenging to feel love at this time, it's important for you to give yourself credit where it's due. You are also encouraged to welcome support from others. Learn to receive. Don't try and do everything on your own. If you're working on a relationship or in a new relationship, this card can usher in energies that allow you to forge a powerful connection with your partner. Love is in the air. Oh my God, what happened? So I don't know how this is going to resonate with you, but take it as it resonates, even if it's not something that I say. All right. This could very possibly be just rekindling. Yeah, I'm okay, Jules. I'll talk to you about it after. The rekindling of a romance with your husband, or doing something sweet or kind for him. I feel like though that it's kind of like, yes, be open to give and receive love. Be open to accept people's apologies and amends, to accept new people in your life. But also, you know that you can take that too far sometimes, right? You can take that to a place where you end up just opening up to everyone, especially being a sensitive, and end up with people who want to take advantage. You know, if you're a giver, you have to know your limits, because takers don't have any. That's how I see it. That's a meme, and I really do try to live by that. Yeah, and I feel like there's something that's happening that you're either blaming yourself for, and you need to like not do that because you had nothing to do with it. If something went wrong somewhere, but you were acting in love and you had the best of intentions. I know they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but that's not what this is. This is like, maybe you decided to stay out of something because you cared for someone and you let them make their own mistakes. And then suddenly like things go wrong and you're to blame because you didn't step in, but you tried to step in, but were told to not step in, to like mind your business. So you, with like, I'm just seeing like this broken heart. I don't know what this is, like this, you know, I'm just so sad. I'm so like, you know what, if that's how you're going to be, I'm not going to talk Tom Blue in the face anymore. And I'm kind of channeling this, so I'm not looking at the chat right now. If that's how you want it, then fine. Then that's how it's going to be. But then when things go wrong, it's like, oh, well, where were you And I know you were right there the whole time and you tried over and over again. From what I see, they're showing me again and again and again and again. And when I see that, it's like, when do you give up? You can love someone and root for them from afar. You can pray for them if that's what you do. You can do everything except make their decisions for them. And no, I just know you don't blame yourself, because again, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I feel like this person, whoever this is, whatever this is involving, it's very messy. This was something this person charted into their path. Okay. This is in their chart. They were meant to go through this. So whether they lose everything or gain everything they think they're going to, whether it's the right or wrong decision, you could not have stopped this, because it was something that was written. It was destined, and free will only affects the destined things, like the specific destined lessons, a little bit. There's a lot less movement around free will when it comes to things that our soul needs to learn. He is my dancing dragon, and I love him. Jules, if this is resonating, please take it on, because it's coming in for a reason. All right. And I just feel like you need to give yourself grace, right? If you feel like it's someone else's fault that something bad happened to you, but you really love that person, wouldn't you forgive them? So give yourself that same grace. It's not your fault, but you're clearly blaming yourself. So step outside of it, look at it from as unbiased a lens as you possibly can, and just say, Edna, you did the best you could in that situation, and you learn for next time, because this is like a continuous cycle this person is going through. I'm not seeing exactly what it is, but it's definitely a continuous cycle. You can't change their minds, unfortunately, and I know that's hurting you. The pain that I'm feeling in my heart right now is like, oh, Heather, I'm so sorry. If you want to talk about it, please feel free. The best thing I'm seeing for you to do here is to let this person know that you're there if they need you, but you're not like a hotel, right? You're there. I'm just using this as an example. You're there if they need to leave the situation and move in once, right? Not for them to go back and forth. Like, you still have to set a boundary here, because this person is so confused in this situation, whether you think so or not. They are very confused about it. They're going completely against their intuition, and they know it. They know the mistakes they're making, but they're so hopeful things are going to turn out the way they really want them to, or desperately need them to, that they're just tossing away the red flags and being like, nope, not red. Nope, not red. Nope, not red. So trust me, they know deep down inside, but they're not going to accept it. And you have to enforce that boundary. Like, look, I'm here to help you, but I'm not going to play fool either. Let's say it's I'm just an example, your daughter, and she's in an abusive relationship, and she keeps going back to the guy and back to the guy and back to the guy. And this has been going on for like 5 years. This is time for you to say, look, I will love you and support you no matter what you do. You can come stay here if you want once. If you decide to go back to him, I'm going to wash my hands of the situation. If you ever need help, I'll do what I can, but I am not dropping everything. I'm not running for you. I'm not getting in my car at 2 a.m. to come pick. Like, you have to. And it's going to kill you to enforce these boundaries. I feel it. But if you don't, you're just going to drive yourself crazy, because I'm telling you right now, I know you trust me. I know you trust that what I'm telling you is the truth. You are not going to change this person's mind. It will eventually end, and this person will accept the light they're seeing. Like, I want to say see the light, but they already know. They're just have this false hope. I don't know if they're being manipulated. I don't know what the situation is, but it will eventually come to a point where this person is back in your orbit and you guys fix this. But that could be years down the line, honey. All you can do is pray from afar. Again, let them know. My mom did it to me. And at the time, I thought she was the worst mother in the world. Looking back on it as a mother, I totally understood. She didn't want to keep seeing me go through that. And plus, I was an adult and I was constantly and consistently and continuously uprooting her life. Having my stepdad drive 3 hours to Pennsylvania to fit all my measly stuff into the back of his car to leave the person, just for the next day, the person to come and pick me up to unpack the car. And I was doing this nonstop constantly. So finally, my mom said, look, you can't stay with me anymore until you've been away from him for long enough. And I hated her for that in that moment. But again, now I'm an adult. We don't even talk about that. I totally get it. So please have faith and have patience, all right? Because it will, whoever this person is, if they're very important to you, you'll get them back eventually. And they'll see that it wasn't you. There's nothing more you could have done, tried, thought, given. It's a destined path, which means, yes, free will affect it, but to a much less degree, and their free will, not yours or anyone else's. This is between this person and whoever else is involved. I know, baby. I know. I'm going through it with one of my boys. I know. Who's next?
Carly Schultz.
Right. And Jules, that actually makes sense. Jules said, if you're being there as her safety net and taking all the crap that's thrown at you, you're not going to make a pearl with that under pressure. You're going to make her a bridge to a bad relationship. Right. And what is this person? I guess it's a she. I didn't see, if you guys were talking about this in chat, I didn't see it. I was doing other things, but she's not going to learn anything if you keep protecting her from it, right? If she's going to do what she wants to do, be sad, honey, but don't let it overtake, right? Be sad, be in the emotion as many times as you need to. But this cannot affect your life to the point where, one, you close yourself off because the world needs you, girl. The world needs your life for sure. And two, where you don't want to, like, I feel this like aversion now, like this reluctance, I should say, not aversion, reluctance to like giving any advice now, because you're just like, well, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Like, you're really taking this hard. Please trust me. Your team is telling you you could not have done anything about it. And you will, yes, Jules, thank you, become physically ill if you don't feel the emotion, move on from it. If you need to feel it again later, that's fine. Eventually you'll feel it less and less. And if you need to totally remove yourself, honey, my mom didn't talk to me for like 2 years. Not because I didn't try, but because she just couldn't take it anymore. And I always thought, wow, that is so selfish. But now, as a mom, again, I think I get it, because she wasn't going to be able to have any effect on the life I was living. All she could do was sit there and watch me struggle, slowly kill myself, take the abuse, run wild and ragged. Why would any mother want to watch that? Now, she knew I spoke to my stepdad all the time because I'd always go to him for money, and she'd be like, yeah, give her money, make sure she's fed me. But personally, we didn't speak, and I don't blame her for that, ever, because I get it now. Why would you want to watch your child or whoever destroy themselves if you love them and you're that close? Okay. Carly.
Sometimes you have to step back and let life take its course.
Yeah. Especially when, again, I'm looking at the chart, like it's there. It's destined. It's not changing. We're going to use Queen Mabe. And it will. Yes, Black Dragon. You see how many, like, we have such, Spirit is here, speaking through all of us with different messages to help one another. And that's why I love Friday nights. And that's why, unless I absolutely have to and there's no other choice, I do not ever miss this stream. Slow Motion, missed you.
Hey, how you doing, Slow? I hope you're well.
Did Cowie leave when I left to take that phone call? I hope not. It is your daughter. Okay.
Who?
No, not you.
No, I asked who you asked about.
Cowie.
I thought they were still here.
Because he usually just comes in and says hi. And I said,
he was going to wait. He was going to wait.
I said, don't leave without a reading if you want one. And he said, okay, Gemma, I'll hang out. But then I took that phone call for like 3 minutes, and he doesn't seem to be talking. All right, Miss Carly. Ooh, you got the Wrath of Love. Or love. Card number 8. Love has hurt you. Now you are on a mission to hurt love back. And remember, this doesn't have to be romantic. And let me get through the reading, because I know a lot of the time people are like, doesn't resonate. Just let me explain it. Excuse me. I love that you're here. I love that all of you guys are here. You make me feel so much better. Tragically, both humans and fairies can fall prey to the impulse to lash out at those we most care for, or even to preemptively punish those we would perceive as potentially withholding the love, support, admiration, and approval we so desire. Carly, in romance, we become jealous, or perhaps our partner says something in a tone we hear as truculent, sarcastic, or even dismissive. We might even be responding to a relationship that has long passed, and our old pattern is resurfacing in another guise. They say if you don't heal from your wounds, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. Kelly Lewis and Cowie Snyder. Oh, he's here. Okay. Instead of allowing our tenderness to be seen and felt, which might help us heal the confusion at the root, we escalate the situation to an all-out war by insulting, rejecting, or avoiding the very one we care for. It is especially unfortunate, Carly, when you actively desire love. Yet because you have been so hurt or disappointed by love in the past, you see all would-be suitors through a veil of suspicion, and therefore reject them, attack them, or even avoid meeting them altogether. The same pattern can be at work in friendships, social situations, and any personal, career-related, or creative pursuit in which you would like your essence to be noticed and admired, and we would all like our essence to be noticed and admired. Such preemptive defensiveness happens when you cannot open your heart wide enough to let yourself be seen, because you fear that if you do, it will not only be wounded or excluded once again, which you believe would be too much pain for you to bear. Yet you do not realize that you have become the one, who is doing the rejecting. You may think others are being cold to you, yet it could be more accurate to say that you are being cold to them. Perhaps they're responding to your chilliness in kind, or maybe you're projecting an imagined tone or attitude onto them and mistaking your impression for absolute reality. If you choose to, you can spend an entire lifetime in the wrath of love, but if you truthfully want the companion and camaraderie you profess to, you must leave your poisoned arrows behind. I see you, Kelly. I see you. You're next. Okay, so Carly. I don't know if this is romantic or not. No, it's okay. I don't know if this is romantic or not. But what I do see here is you are accidentally giving off a vibe, right? Vibes are real. I know Gen Z with the vibes. It's always like, what's the vibe? Like, no, but vibes are real. They're the energetic imprint that we leave or project everywhere that we go. There's literally an auric field around us that is our energy, and how we're feeling is what our energy is going to feel like to others, whether or not they even realize they're taking that energy on. Example, you walk into you're laughing, having a good time, you're at a wedding, and you walk into the wrong door and you're at a funeral. And suddenly you're so sad, even though you didn't know the person, you were just having fun 2 minutes ago. It's because you're taking on all the sadness in that room, especially someone who's sensitive and open. There's a situation here where somebody is trying to get you to trust them. If it doesn't resonate now, it will in the next 2 weeks. Julie girl, I love you, honey. Good night. Somebody's trying to prove to you that they can be trusted. Somebody's trying to prove to you that they're not a liar. They're not the person, you know, that you're the kind of person you're used to. I feel like if you just open up to them and explain a little bit to them why you feel the way you feel, Carly, like, this is why, you know. Yeah, well, I do, but I stopped going because people would always ask me, like, where is he or where is she? And then I would have to, it's a lot. If you go to a funeral, just know the deceased is always standing at the bottom of the casket. Always, that's just where they are. I don't know why. This is a person you can trust. I do feel like a lot of sincerity coming from this person. And of course, nobody's perfect, but I do feel like this person's intentions with you are as pure as they're saying they are. Again, whether it's romance, somebody trying to get you to take a job offer, or there's someone here that you're like, oh, I just don't trust that person. That's not I would always tell you, like, follow your instinct, follow your intuition, don't ignore it. It's not really your instinct and intuition. It's your overthinking mind and your battered heart. They're working together to make you feel like you're intuiting somebody is not being sincere, or making you feel like, you're not taking that chance again. I'm telling you this, however it turns out, it turns out. But as of right now, this person has very good intentions. They're telling the truth. They're honest. They're open. And I feel like you can talk to them and tell them, even if you don't want to open up, like, I'm a natural open book. There's nothing mysterious about me. I never stop talking. Even in like real life, I'm just talk. But I feel like, well, even if you want to keep that to yourself, do you know what I'm saying? You still should tell this person, or these people, could be more than one, trying to get you to trust them for some reason, a little bit about why you feel you can't trust them, or you shouldn't, or why you're hesitant to, and they can help ease your fears. So whatever this is, whoever this is, I do feel like it's a good opportunity for you. The person is genuine, or the people are genuine. And that's the one thing I want you to take from this. You can stop worrying, stressing, overthinking. At least in this one scenario, you're good. I'm going to read for Kelly, and hopefully Ghost will be back. My throat is burning. Kelly Lewis, I'm going to use the Fairy Forest Oracle. Carly, yeah, like, some empaths are natural open books. Some of us are very closed off. Now, I'm a natural open book with people I resonate with. A lot of people I won't open up to at all. And sometimes I even lie to people about things because I don't want them knowing me, right? Not saying that's the right thing to do, but it is what it is. You're welcome, sweetie. Thank you for being here. You got this. Your instinct is just, your intuition is a little scattered because you're not used to being able to so easily trust people. You're not used to people being so good to you, so kind to you, so honest with you. But you'll get reused to it, and it's what you deserve in life, because that's how you go about, your interactions with people. Most of us in here do, and it's a good thing. But I feel like the red flags you think you're seeing, it's not so much that they're false, it's just like those are could be's, right? But probably not. All right, Kelly. You got the Dreamer, visions, trance, and apparitions. Kelly Lewis, you have pure magic flowing through you in the form of visions, dreams, and trance-like moments. You are visually psychic, and all the world is full of messages being relayed to you both through the medium of physical sight and through the eyes of spirit. You may even find you're able to enter trance extremely easily. You're adept at reading patterns within nature. You can scry without meaning to, and you look into every face knowing the story it is silently sharing. One glance gives you information about the person or place you are with or within, and your skill is an ancient one, revered throughout the ages. Sounds like me. You're welcome again. Thank you. You're so sweet. You may find yourself gazing intently at other people's faces and picking up information, being able to read expressions, seeing shapes and patterns and fate within the forms tea leaves take at the bottom of the cup, reading signs in clouds, or simply knowing what will happen before you open your physical eyes because you can see what is about to happen next with them closed. Your eyes at this time are immensely important, so on a mundane level, please be sure to have an eye check and look after your vision in the next couple weeks, Kelly, okay? Visually, you are very, very sensitive, so it might be time to change your environment, your appearance, or the appearance of where you spend much of your time so that it better offers you the energy with which you wish to go forward. Trust in your visions. They come from a magical place, and when you are able to read and understand them, you will be the dreamer indeed. Your vision is coming to reality, so keep going. Your dream will become manifest in your life, and very, very soon. So, Kelly, there's a lot here, but get your eyes checked, okay? If you can't practically and realistically make an eye appointment, I would say just be careful. I don't see you having like an accident with your eyes, but I do see you should just get them checked, especially if you have pain or something weird going on. That's just like the card said, on a mundane level. Now, I feel like your spiritual senses are very, very open in the next couple of weeks for whatever reason. And Kelly, that could be extremely scary. And well, thank you. That can be extremely scary, Kelly, because it's going to be a little overwhelming. Here's the thing. Don't second guess what you know that you know. This is the biggest problem people like me, people like you in the next couple of weeks, people like us always have. It's not wanting to be negative, not wanting to be rude. So when someone says, I'm not, just for example, I'm not after you for your body. I just want to watch a movie. And you know this person is absolutely full of poop. Poop pen. You know this person's absolutely full of it, but you're too polite to say, no, I don't want to do that. Or if your boss asks you to work another double and you've already worked 5 and you told them already that you had plans that night and could not under any circumstance work a double, you're allowed to say no. You know that they're just messing with you and testing you, but you're too polite. And that's something you really need to watch out for in the next couple of weeks. Being too polite to let people know that you know the truth, okay? Kelly, I feel like it's going to be just like me, and I'm like this all the time. Yours is going to fade out a little bit and kind of even out. But in the next couple of weeks, you're going to know instantly who's lying, who's telling the truth, who's sincere, who's a piece of garbage, who doesn't have your best intention. You know what I mean? It's going to be bing, 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 bing. And it's like sensation overload. And it's the universe testing you to see, can you step out of that politeness to be honest? To accept what your instinct and intuition, your inner vision is telling you. So you can stop ignoring red flags. Not ignoring red flags is a huge message in the next 2 weeks. Also, you're going to be getting some downloads through your ancestors, possibly deceased loved ones, the whole team through dreams. If you're one of those people who's like, yeah, I don't remember my dreams, and I mean this, it sounds silly, but I want you to do it. Keep a notebook or some paper next to your bed with a pen. The minute you wake up, write the first 5 things that come to your mind. If you remember the dream, even better, write it down. Go back after 2 weeks, read what you wrote, and it will start to make sense. You're prophesying. All right. That was an intense reading. Who's next? Yeah, Slow, we're good. We don't think you're rude. We already know you. So.
Howie.
Cowie, we're going to use the Halloween Oracle. Yes, we are still live, Sir Juan. Are we still alive? Yeah, we're all still alive. Kelly, you got this. It's going to be overwhelming. But I want you to take it in stride and just act like, it is normal for you to act on instinct and intuition. Don't worry about being polite. You don't have to be rude. It's not rude to say no. It's not rude to say I don't want to, or I don't like that, or I don't believe you, or I'm not going to do that. That's not rude to say no. If the other person takes it that way, then you have to question their intention in the first place. If they're the kind of person that gets angry at being told no, do you really want that person in your life in any capacity? I'm actually really excited for you because for me, it's an overwhelming thing because it's constant. But like for a couple weeks to just be able to like really suss people out and like determine, who's full of it and who isn't. It's exciting. Stand your ground, enforce your boundaries, okay? Anyone can set a boundary. We've got to enforce boundaries. And Cliff, you probably left already, but that was a big part of your reading. Wow, this card just keeps coming out. It came out in 3 personals I did this week, and last week it came out. Howie, you got the card of Ghost, the card of regrets. And Edna, you hit the nail on the head. And Edna said, when I started saying no, I found out who my true friends were. That is exactly right. Girl, that's, as the Gen Zers would say, that's tea. No cap. Like smoke rising from the ashes, Cowie, a mist from the sea, the dead they are watching, they have come to haunt me. The traditional definition of a ghost is the apparition of the spirit or soul of a formerly living being. Ghosts can be both in human form or animal, and even occasionally inanimate objects such as ghostly ships have been reported. The belief in spirits and ghosts is extremely widespread across time and cultures, and different words such as spiritus, wraith, phantom, and shade have been used to refer to them. Ghosts can be both people that we have known, like ancestors, for example, who visit to assist us, our presences that are bound to a particular place, because they have found it difficult to let go even after death. The concept of the haunted house or the cursed place is the basis for many a creepy ghost story. In fact, the most interesting ghost stories often involve a very angry or destructive spirit coming back to wreak its revenge after death. The Old Norse word for ghost has the same root word as the word fury. It is said that spirits that cannot let go of this world have a reason for this. Sometimes it's to warn the living, to guide them, but generally it's because they haven't finished their business here on the plane of the living. They have regrets that they wish to resolve. Cowie, should the ghost come gliding into your life during divination, it may indicate that you have some regrets you have to let go of. Holding grudges or regrets is burdensome work, and it weighs us down eventually. By taking actions to free ourselves of these old burdens, we clear the way for more rightful and wise action for future. We can begin to live again fully if we let go of what was and step into new possibilities. Okay. My aunt, not the one that was in here, my aunt that my mom lives with, she invented that. Like, she works behind the scenes for T-Mobile, but like they pay for her house, they pay for her to move, they pay for her car. She works from home. Skylink, not Starlink, sorry. She invented Skylink. Like, she came up with the plans for Skylink. My Aunt Teresa, Stephen. She's like right under it's like the CEO, the other person, and then my aunt at T-Mobile. All right. So, Cowie, I don't feel like you should just go around. Kelly, you're so welcome, honey. Cowie, I don't feel like you should just go around offering forgiveness to any old person who's asking for it, because people have done you wrong, right? People have done you dirty. They've done you wrong. You're not, this doesn't mean you have to go around forgiving indiscriminately. But here's the thing. You should forgive indiscriminately. Just the other people don't need to know about it. You guys have heard me talk about this so many times. It's almost like ad nauseum at this point. But Cowie, I think it's important for you in the next 2 weeks to understand that forgiveness is for you. You don't have to tell the other person or people that you're forgiving them. Don't let someone back into your life, and this is a big possibility in the next 2 weeks, that hurt you on purpose. Even if they did it by accident, if somebody hurt you, if you feel you're not ready to accept them back in, that's your prerogative. That's your choice. Don't be bullied, manipulated, guilt-tripped, shamed, whatever, into forgiving someone when you're not ready to have them back. Forgiveness never has to equal reconciliation. So, Cowie, in the next 2 weeks, I would put forgiveness as far as reconciling with people on hold. There is someone trying to weasel their way back in, like guilting you, like, oh, after all we've been through, or after everything I've done for you, like, girl bye, boy bye, bye bye. Forgive them for you inside, but at the end of the day, you can physically ghost them. Well, I did Kelly, and now I'm doing Cowie. Physically, you can ghost them. You don't have to, again, it's your choice who you choose to forgive. You should forgive everyone. Some people it takes longer to forgive, but I don't see that you should be allowing, like, really any toxic people back in from your past. In the next 2 weeks specifically, really ever. If you feel someone's really genuine, I would still give it a few more weeks, because I feel like you still haven't come to terms with what was done. And that doesn't mean you have to go back to things being the way they were before this person did what they did. It just means that you've accepted it and you're ready to move on. Oh, so gross. I'm sorry, guys. Who's next?
Okay, I'm sorry. I was having technical difficulties.
Okay.
I kept freezing on my end. Chris, did you want a reading? If you do, you're
Jarvis.
next.
Woo, woo, woo. Cowie, you're welcome, honey. Thank you. It's nice to see you in here. It's been a while since you came in and actually hung out.
Okay, go ahead, do Chris.
Jarvis. Okay. Let's do deep, dark, and dangerous.
Real quick before you start. Slow motion, do you want a reading? If you're still in here, if you want a reading, let me know and I'll make you next. And then we're done unless Area 51 wants one.
Well, Area 51, Black Dragon.
Yeah, I was going to say we're done up until our last two, which is Black Dragon and my daughter.
Well, I was going to timestamp Ashley, unless she's still here. And then I have timestamp for Laura, Tennille, and Casey.
Right. And I was going to say, I always say timestamps, meaning those whichever timestamps we're doing.
Nuts. Okay. All right, Jarvis. Did
we do nut slap?
No.
I didn't think we did. Get nut slap after you do Jarvis.
Because just like me, in your head, you're confusing nut slap and netter. I think it confuses me because when you say nutter, I never know which one you're talking about. But I read for netter.
Right.
Not nut slap. So I'll do him next.
Yeah, do him next.
No big deal. It's just nut slap. It's not like he's going to get mad and storm off. It's always better when that happens with friends of the channel. All right. Jarvis, you got Hades, card number 7. It is a deep card, and it's the card of the underworld. And I tend to do that. I don't mean to. I get very emotional during these streams, too. I have to really keep myself in check. Especially when my immunity's down, like when I'm sick, I'm down, I pull a lot of energy from you guys. I don't mean to, but it's kind of like the equal exchange of give and take. Jarvis, everything has a cycle and a time span. Death is a natural part of life. Plan a legacy. What matters most to you? Knowing this helps you to live a better life. Move through change. What ideas have passed their use-by date and can be left behind? There's a myth that many people do not know about the Greek underworld of the god Hades. Hades had 2 brother gods, Zeus and Poseidon. When their father, Kronos, divided up the kingdoms of the world so as to not cause a fight, the brothers decided the fairest way was to draw lots for the kingdoms. Hades inherited the underworld by lot, and his brothers Zeus and Poseidon received the sky and sea, respectively. I think I'm getting an ear infection. While Zeus was the leader of the 3, Hades was neither monstrous, evil, nor ugly. Like many dark gods, Hades had a bad reputation simply because of his association with death and darkness. As one of the gods of the underworld, Hades was well respected by the Greeks, and they were careful to honor him well. Yet, of course, he was feared. Unlike, say, Ares, Hades was not a particularly nasty god and even looked for love a little more seriously than his brothers. The story of Persephone is possibly the most famous story featuring Hades, and one that shows that death is just another cyclic part of life. In the oldest form of the myth, Hades falls in love with Demeter's daughter Persephone and is the chaste and proper love. Hades goes to Zeus for permission, and Zeus promises Persephone's hand in marriage. Unfortunately, Zeus does not tell the women this and forgets about his promise to Hades. Hades waits and waits, and one day, while watching his love happily frolicking on a day out with her friends, Hades rises up out of the ground and nap-kids her. He takes her down deep to his dark domain in the underworld and tries to woo her, explaining that she was promised to him. Demeter, goddess of agriculture and a dedicated mother, searches the world over for her daughter. She's, of course, no longer to be found on the surface of the earth. In her huge grief, Demeter stops facilitating the growth and production of all food and plants. Everything dies back, there's no food, and the race of man begins to starve. Meanwhile, Hades offers Persephone a red pomegranate. This is the fruit of death, and anyone who eats of this must stay in Hades. By this time, the gods have figured out that Hades has Persephone, and Zeus asks his brother to free her. However, Persephone has partaken of 6 seeds of the fruit, so Hades now has claim to her. In fairness, Demeter negotiates with Hades so that Persephone can live 6 months of the year with Hades and 6 with her. Persephone becomes queen of the underworld in her own right, and then, led by her torch-bearing friend Hecate, rises from this realm to spend time with her mother for the rest of the year. So this is how the seasons were formed. The underworld is a realm like any other, and one that, although full of mystery, is full of possibility as well. Death is the step before rebirth. A fallow field with nothing growing is necessary so that things may be planned and spring forth again. The underworld, like our unconscious, is a place of infinite possibilities. Your plant companion is Lily, and your crystal companion is black tourmaline. That is a very, very protective yeah, this is definitely whoever's on the list and timestamps, that's last call. very protective stone. Jarvis, what this is talking about is like, I'm seeing like so many major changes have happened to you in the past few months, maybe even the last couple of years or year, where you, because you're in human form here, you can't see the benefit of these things. And they seem like you've had bad luck, like one thing after another, which so many light workers and empaths are going through right now. But the universe is saying the minute, I was actually thinking that's what I was seeing in my head, but so much more than that as well. I just feel like emotionally, physically, psychically, spiritually, mentally, you've just been through it all. And if you can try to twist your view of this just a little bit and accept, like, yes, this sucks for my humanity, but my soul is learning so many amazing lessons for my next lifetime, like understanding the lesson in each and everything that happened. I really want you to take time to do that, to look back on every bad thing that's happened, everything that you see as a run of bad luck. I'm not saying it's not bad or that it's easy, but to look back and say, this sucked because of this, but I gained this because of it, right? That may be really hard, but once you can do that and accept that change is just a natural part of life, you're going to have something major happen to you. I would say in the next 6 months, like, but it's like finally for the good. And it's because you've learned the lessons you need to learn. This is a very simple, but very complex message. It's going to take time to come to terms with all this and to stop feeling like the world is against you or like you can't get a break. I don't feel like you're so like, oh, woe is me, but I feel like you are just like, well, I'm just going to have bad luck. Like, that's just me. And like, the more you put that energy out there, the more you will have bad luck. I want you to start trying to twist every bad thing that happened to you in some tiny positive light. And once you can do that, a major, major breakthrough change, something you've been wanting, needing, working towards, I don't know, something you've been envisioning in your mind and in your heart is going to, the opportunity for that is going to come in the minute you show the universe that you've learned the lessons. And I think that's going to take 6 to 8 months. So we'll check back in 6 to 8 months. Guys, don't forget, Saturday, March 1st is my birthday. So next Friday, we'll be celebrating my birthday in stream. Don't forget to donate PayPal and Cash App so I get the money right away so I can have money this weekend. So like buy groceries and like do stuff. You're welcome, Jarvis. Yeah, slow motion, responsible for everything, yet in control of nothing. That's how I feel most of the time. All right, who's next?
Okay, go ahead. We didn't do that slap.
Oh, I got to read nut slap, yeah.
You sure we didn't do that? Did we do your nut slap? No, we didn't do nut slap. Well, you went to dinner, remember? And
yes, we called him, and then we're like,
that's right. It didn't answer. Yeah, okay.
That's right, Jarvis. You're is it this Sunday or next Sunday? Are you March 2nd or are you?
It's this Sunday, I think.
This Sunday?
It's this Sunday.
So that's the 23rd. Happy birthday, sir. My Pisces. That's right. You're a Pisces. I always forget my Pisces friends. Casey's my Pisces friend. Her birthday's this week. I don't know exactly which day. I think she's the 27th, but don't quote me. The 23rd. My Aunt Finn is the 25th. My grandma, Pat, my dad's mom, my paternal grandma, she passed away in 2005 or, yeah, close to that. She is the 22nd. Kurt Cobain will be, how old would he have been? 67? 77, 87, 97, 2007, 2017, 2027, 60. What would he have been? 66? 66. How old are you if you were born in 1967? He would have been like 66 years old. 64.
Yeah, he was way younger than me. He's 55. He'd be 55 years old.
55?
Yep.
Kurt Cobain?
Yep.
Either way, I do celebrate his birthday. All right. Nut slap, you got self-worth, card number 32. Happy very many thingies, Jarvis. Nut slap, when you draw this symbol, you're asked to consider what value do you place on yourself in your own life? Do you believe in yourself or do you behave in a way that tells others you're not worthy? All of my children act with self-respect, no matter the circumstances they come from. Self-worth and self-esteem mean that you will not allow yourself to be led into compromising situations. Love yourself, for I, Nyx, love you dearly and want the best for you. Act as though you're worthy of only the best, and you shall have it. Keep your head high. Yeah, I feel like you could end up in the next 2 weeks, Nut Slap. Oh yeah, no, I was talking about Kurt Cobain. That I was like, wow, you guys know his birthday too.
He would have been 58 years old.
Thank you. I feel like you, in the next couple of weeks, there's an opportunity here for you to make some bad choices. Wow, this ear really hurts. I don't see, though, they're not showing me like why you would be doing this.
You're playing me.
What?
Hey, me. I'm singing.
Steven, what are you doing?
I was singing.
Okay. Now that I completely I'm like, what is going on? I thought that you never mind. I thought I was just hearing stuff. I'm like, my ear hurts. Okay. Excuse him, Nut Slap. All right. I'm not seeing what like is leading you down this bizarre path of like doing this crazy thing. I feel like, Nut Slap, there's an area of your life where you're just getting very fed up and like you're like a rubber band stretched way too far. All right. I feel like in the next couple of weeks, you really need to blow off steam. Like, I'm not being funny when I say this, but I kind of am. Like, play Fortnite with me and Steven. Like, do things to take your mind off of something that's really, really bothering you. If you don't know what this thing is, that's like really, I see it just really nagging at your head, like picking at you. Like, they show it to me like a bird, like this. And that's how I know it's like something's nagging, something's picking, something's. Because if you don't, I feel like you're going to literally snap and then you're going to have a whole sea of more problems, right? You're on a really good path right now. You may not feel like you have the perfect life that you want or that you dreamed of, but you're doing well. Like, you're good. You're working hard. You know that you want more out of life. You know that you'll get there. It's like you're just kind of in limbo right now. But there's something that's going to happen that I just see you like blowing your top. Don't say it. And I'm kind of like, I feel worried towards this because it's something that's like so not your character. Try to distract yourself, build a wall of protection, talk to and hang out with people if you can, even if it's just on the game or just texting, that are going to keep you grounded, that are going to keep you remembering who you are. Don't let other people, I would just don't say it because we're in YouTube. Don't let other people, it's like there's somebody here that's like jealous that you're fine. I don't know what this is. It's like this person is like, you know, who does he think he is being content? This is weird. I don't know. Nut Slap, value yourself, what you do have in life, what you're happy for, what you feel blessed about. Enough to not play this little high school drama game. Somebody is definitely jealous of you for something. No, Kelly, I have not. They're jealous of you for something, and it's like they're trying to purposely make you act out. They're purposely trying to get you in trouble. I don't know what this is. If it resonates, it will resonate in the next couple weeks. But I feel like you're going to be onto it. Like, as soon as the drama starts, you're going to be like, oh, here we go again, you know? Not getting involved in that this time. And I feel like you're really going to be able to mean that and like stand in your self-worth about whatever this is. You should definitely cut this person out of your life though. Like, this is like the final straw with this person. You're not listening to what anyone else has to say. There's no more chances, no more forgiveness, no more, you know, you are cutting this person off. And I feel like that is the best thing. Just make sure you do it without any like condemnation, hatred in your hearts, and just let it go. Like, they're not vibrating as high as you. They don't deserve any of your thoughts, any of your time, attention, like nothing. Don't let someone from the past come creeping back in. That's come up a lot tonight. You deserve better. And I feel like your self-worth is going to be very high. You know, if I have to tell you every day that you're awesome, I definitely will, because you are, and you should know that and act as if no negativity can touch you, and it won't. Who's next? I got to get through these.
Slow motion.
Well, slow motion, that's how I feel. It's like, okay, people are like, well, you know, that person didn't deserve that, or, you know, that person got it, so I'm not going to get it. And it's like, no, seeing other people succeed makes me be like, oh my gosh, if they did it, I can do it, right? It doesn't make me think like, oh, well, you know, now there's no room for me. I get excited, and I get jealous from time to time about certain things, but my jealousy isn't really, I wouldn't really call it jealousy, if I'm being honest. It's more like, it's mainly with work, and it's like I put in 80, 90 hours a week. People barely pay attention to me. I make almost no money. I put my heart and soul into this. And then I see people who copy my ideas, don't fact check their information, charge way too much money. They're making thousands of dollars a month. They've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They well surpassed me. They've been doing it for like 2 years. They came in, popped on a wig, go through my shorts, remix all of them. And now they're like superstar. And I'm over here like, I need grocery money, guys. Like, what is going on? I don't think that's jealousy. I just think that's like just me being aggravated.
My father always said the grass is always going to be greener on the other side of the fence, no matter what fence you're standing on.
Well, I think the grass is greener where you mow it, right? But we don't see that until we are standing on the fence and wondering. All right, slow motion. I'm using the Celtic Spirit for my Irish friend. Nutsop, how tall are you? Or if you're under 6 feet, should I say how short are you?
I don't know. He looks pretty short in the game.
One, I just don't want. Yeah, I don't do well around people I feel are better looking than me. But I also get irritated around women who think I'm better looking than them. They're always so condescending and like fake. But there's usually guys around who don't understand that's what they're doing. So I have to like play nice. I'm totally body shaming. You know what it is? My dad's 6'4". My grandfather's 6'7", Ray's 6'5". My 6-year-old's like 4 feet. What are we doing here? All right, you're decently tall. It's like 5'5" and under. I like to wear 6-inch heels, and I'm 5'7". So again, what are we doing here? But if the guy doesn't care that I'm towering over him, I don't care. Okay. Slow motion, you got the hair, otherworld, shape-shifting, and fertility. And I tell people I'm like 5'5" a lot of the time, or like 5'6", because I feel like 5'7" is like way too tall. Card number 28. I also have really big feet. For a female, I have big feet. Ah, get off me. Did you guys see that? My wig got stuck to my bracelets. I'm going to need throat medicine. All right, card number 28, the hair. Slow motion, there is much symbolism to the Celtic hair and the other world. The Celtic warrior Oisin hunted and wounded a hare in the leg. He gave chase and followed it underground, only to find a young woman bleeding from an injured leg, hence the hare's connection with the otherworld and shape-shifting. One of the traits of the hare is its amazing ability to literally turn on a dime at great speed. It is prey to many things, but can evade capture extremely well. When the hare crosses your path, it's a symbol that you may need to change direction for, especially if you are a little stuck in your ways and need to change your tactics. It can also mean that you're moving too fast or need to move faster so as not to be caught. The hare, in many ways, is about movement and shifting fast. They are also synonymous with their ability to replicate, making them a symbol of fertility. And this is what the hair moon or the moon gazing hair is known for. Is there something you're needing to grow, a project, your bank balance? Abundance can come in many forms. And when you see the hair, you may very well be in the line for some wealth coming your way in some way, shape, or form. Or if you're needing help with direction, call on the hair to help guide you. I definitely feel like you do need to switch tactics in some situation. I don't know if it's a manipulate. There's something toxic, that either you're involved in or there's like a toxic person involved in something with you. I feel like you've tried possibly to ignore this person. I don't know who it is. I'm not getting much. It's the end of the night, but I am seeing like, it's like you're going about your business, you're talking to your friends, and then this person just keeps cutting in. Now, that doesn't mean literally. It just means you're involved in something, you're doing what you're doing, you're going about your business, and then here comes this person again. Either way, I do see someone, like I think I said, to nut slap. It's like somebody pointing the finger at you. Your light is going to, in the next couple of weeks, slow is moving too fast. It's going to like piss off some people's demons, right? So you're going to possibly meet people, come into contact with people who immediately don't like you. You're probably used to that. If you're not, I'd be surprised because a lot of us in here probably deal with that on a day-to-day basis. I always dealt with crap like that. Just ignore it to the best of your ability. I don't think it's really going to bother you. The one thing I do see, though, is that you are moving too fast in some situation. You're either jumping into like some kind of contracts or agreement in a relationship, making a medical decision, making a decision. There's some decision here that the universe is like, whoa, 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 slow down. Ow. Don't be rushed. Don't be, if someone, I hear someone saying like, come on, like, it, blah, 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 like you got to sign it by X date. And it's like, no, like if by the time the time comes, like say someone says you got to sign this contract by the 28th. If you haven't been able to make up your mind by the 28th, then it's not for you, right? And I feel like whatever this is something you either want, you've worked hard for, something, and the universe is like, don't want it bad enough to get into some kind of bad deal or get involved in something shady. Also, I do see some found money, like an inheritance. I don't mean that someone has to die. I just mean like Jules won the lottery. Like I see just like a few extra rainy day bucks that are going to be found or earned, gained somehow. Someone makes a mistake somewhere and you end up with like, an extra 150. Who's next? I'm trying to pop my ear because it hurts.
Mike J, are you still in here? And if you are, do you want a reading? If not, we're going to go ahead and do Ash and Black Dragon and do timestamps.
Juan didn't want a reading?
Juan, did you want a reading? I asked earlier. I don't think he ever answered me.
It's hard to see the chat and talk and focus on the list and, fine. Juan, if you want a reading, let me know. I have a size 8 foot, sometimes a 9, but I don't ever show my feet unless I'm wearing sandals. And if I'm wearing sandals, I got a pedicure. I don't particularly like looking at other people's feet, so I don't wear like open-toed shoes or like, I just don't enjoy them. You won't see my feet unless we're on the beach and they'll be pedicured. He said that feet game has to be strong. Yeah, I have a thing with teeth, which is ironic because my teeth are not the best. Yeah, and not valid, totally valid reason. And I'm not being funny. Obvi Vanilla Ice. The feet people on Facebook Messenger. All right, Baby Dragon, we're using Mythical Goddess. Yeah, Juan, that's fine. You got the 6 of Seas, the card of pleasure, and we're talking once again about pulling yourself out of this freaking funk and doing something for you, girl. Dealing with a Scorpio possibly, or someone that has a lot of Scorpio in their chart. Why won't this bang just stay where it's supposed to? Like, can you stop? Thanks. I talk to my hair. The beautiful mermaid basks in her feeling element of water, seated on a rose quartz, a foundation of love. She embodies pleasure and regeneration, immersed in the pure flow of giving and receiving. She is illuminated by the light of love, passionate and sensual, at one with the pure pleasure of all of the elements of earth. She's here to reveal the emotional abundance of pleasure that is yours to give and receive when you are oriented to the beauty all around you. Ashley, she shows you how to open completely to your vital heart energy that connects you to the pleasure of life in each moment. Being aware of your emotional vibration each and every second, right? Oh, Juan, I totally agree with you, honey. I do feel like I feel a lot of pain, like sorrow, sadness. I just got hit with like, I just want to crawl into a corner and like bawl my eyes out, Ash. Baby dragon. I feel like I'm hunched over and there's just it's just so much weight and pressure, and this is the universe telling you that is not what you're here for. And I know, like, okay, great, but that is what I'm going through. I know, baby dragon, I know. Hello, Hannah. So regardless of what you're going through, and I know this is easier said than done, okay, but your team is like this giant weight of the world on your shoulders. It's okay to feel that, and that sucks, right? And you have your ways you're going to get out of that. But this card is trying to make you aware that there is more to life than pain and struggle and suffer and taking on everyone else's stuff. Juan, this isn't yours, honey. This is baby dragon. You're next. So it's like, yes, you have to go through and grow through and deal with this pain, this overwhelm, this burdensome stuff that you're going through, right? But the universe is saying there's more. Like, look at sometimes, okay, I'm going to give you an example, right? So a lot of the time I start ragging and crying and just, I go into the bathroom and just scream into towels about like all of the little things that cause me so much pain in my life. And then there's, Mama, are you okay in there? And then I have to remember, oh my God, my blessing of this child that literally saved my life. I have a permanent roof over my head for the first time in my life. I have people that would jump in front of vehicles for me if I just asked them to or needed them to. Ashley, I know, and I'm sorry, baby dragon, I know there's a lot of pain. I feel it. That's why I'm like this right now. But there's also a lot of positivity. I wouldn't necessarily say pleasure because you're not actively seeking that. And pleasure is something we actively seek. But baby dragon, you've got to look around and start counting the teeniest, tiniest of blessings, right? And then that's going to get you to focus more on the positive. The negative's still going to be there. The stress, the sorrow, the pain, the overwhelm, the burden. But as you slowly move into a more positive mind space, and it could take a while, it took me 5 years to get to the point where I remember to acknowledge the little things in each and every bad moment. But once you can do that, that takes your mind frame from one of lack to abundance, and you're going to feel very uncomfortable. But you know what? The weight isn't going to feel as burdensome. You're going to be able to laugh, to see the goodness, see the light in the darkness. Good. That's going to help switch. So while you're doing that, when you start to feel so overwhelmed and so burdened and just switch your mind, you've got to keep it in the back of your head. Okay. Remind yourself, okay, this is going on, but this is what I'll gain from this. This is what I'll learn from this. Look what good came out of this, right? And I know this is a hard time for you, but you're not the only one struggling. I promise. And I promise you're not alone. Ask your spirit team to come in and help. Call your dad, right? I call him when I'm panicking. One time I cut myself and I said, RJ, you might have to call for help. He's like, is Steven programmed into your phone? I meant 911. But he immediately went to your dad because that's the person we call. So you have that. I know it's not easy, and I'm not going to say like things are going to be great. Hey, Hannah, I'm sorry. I do see you, hun. But they can get better. And a way for them to get better faster is to immediately switch that mind frame. Your mom, yeah. Just somebody that you can unload on that's going to be able to take that energy and not keep it themselves. And then, you know what I mean? You don't want to pass it on. So it has to be somebody with strength, with wisdom. So that's a good idea, right? Do not keep this all to yourself. I tell you all the time, if you want to send me a 47-page text or a 47-minute, 2-minute interval voice messages, I'll read and listen to all of it. If you just want to vent, or if you just need to get it out and you're like, you don't have to read that. People do that. People do that with me. They're like, you don't have to read this. I'm venting. And then they just, bam, unload 47 messages. I don't care. If it helps you, do it. That's why a lot of people, now I don't give my number out anymore to like newer people, but a lot of people in this chat have my number, and that's for a reason. All right. Who's next?
You want to do Hannah, and then we'll do Black?
Yeah, Dragon. No more.
Yep. And then we're doing timestamps.
All right, cool. Hannah, I'm going to use Dark Goddess. Oh, and Juan. We have to do Juan.
Oh, that's right. Why don't you do Juan now? Then do, because Black likes to be last.
All right. So Juan, this is you. Then Hannah, you'll be next. I'm just not gonna do it on stream. Thank you, Blue. How's the hockey game? How's the jockey game? Baby Dragon, you can't carry all this on your own, honey. You got to give some of it away. Your team will do that. If you believe in God and Jesus, Jesus will take it. I know that sounds so corny, but I'm telling you, he will. He will. And things will start to change and things will look so bad. So bad. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, if all that bad stuff didn't happen, all this amazing stuff wouldn't have. If I never got into addiction, I never would have had RJ. I wouldn't have had this house. I wouldn't have met you guys. Right? All right. Juan, card number 20, support system in the upright. Hannah, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Yes, he is, Anna. Juan, you are awesome, and we hope you are finding that the people you surround yourself with lift you up when you're soaring, as well as comfort you when you're down. Everyone needs a support system, a true blue friend, a therapist, a group, or a lover. Surround yourself with this sort of person. It's a wonderful thing to watch those we love thrive and flourish. Strong arms to hold you, a helping hand to lift you up, as if it were a part of your own being, not even a thought given. Community is so important, even if it's a community of 2 or 3. Take pride in yourself. It means a lot. And this means it's okay to be choosy with the people you surround yourself with. You are a one-of-a-kind gift, honey. That's what it says. You're a one-of-a-kind gift, honey. You deserve a wonderful support system filled with love, pride, and truth. If someone isn't there for the good and bad times, then what exactly are they there for? So, yeah, I do feel like there's someone in your... Thank you, Juan. Yeah, I recover out loud. I've lost too many people who died in silence. That's not for me, but thank you. So Juan, I don't know if you have like one friend or like whoever you're closest to, someone is not acting right in the next couple of weeks. They may have already started, whatever this is. And I feel like you really are going to be questioning like the role they play in your life. Like if all they do, if all they do is complain about you, make your life harder. You know what I mean? Like, I want you, the universe wants you to start in your mind keeping a checklist. And it's okay to do that, right? It's not about who does how much or spends this, but it's who has really been there and who's just taking. I said this before. Empaths are givers. Givers need to know their limit because takers don't have limits of how much they will take. Juan, I feel like there is one particular person, situation, relationship, situationship, whatever it is, take it how it resonates, that is just draining. There's no reciprocity. When I say to you guys, I love you guys so much, you're so amazing, and you guys say it back to me, we just exchanged positive energy. If I'm like, I love you guys, or if I say to a certain person, I love you, have a good day, and they say, you don't love me, and slam the door in my face when I didn't even do anything, that's not reciprocity. That's me giving, them taking, and leaving with my energy, right? It's true. There's always an energetic exchange. I can't help it. I'm not muting. Sorry, guys. Not happening. I'll be like, mute, mute, mute. But I am going to hear that in the comments, guaranteed. I can't, because the vibes of her blowing her nose, that's how I imagine them in my head. Like me, but witchier. Anyway, it's like this checklist you should be keeping of like, who's returning the energy in kind, right? And who's just taking. Now, everybody has bad days, even bad months sometimes, where people just can't give back, right? That's okay. As long as when they can, they do. And there is someone here or some situation that is doing nothing but draining. Honey, if you're not getting anything in return, you need to walk away. It's easier said than done, whether it's a job, a kinship, a romantic relationship, a friendship. It's just not good for you. And I feel like that's a good enough reason for you to walk away and leave whatever or whoever this is behind. Think better of yourself than to hang around people that don't reciprocate, not only energy, but like at all. You've definitely got a taker who is like a human straw situation here. And if you don't know who this is and it's not resonating, give it 2 weeks. Don't ignore red flags. You deserve better. So act as if you deserve better until you finally believe you deserve better. Because whatever this is, it's not meant for you anymore. And it's not meant for the other person or people involved anymore either. Everyone's learned what they need to learn. Y'all should all part ways. Good. I hope that you can do something about it. You know, sometimes we become comfortable in the, in the madness, right? In the manipulation. And we have a hard time walking away. And that's okay. But I think the universe is telling you it's time to at least consider how you're going to get out of this long term, because you're being drained. All right, Hannah, this is you now, and I'm using Dark Goddess. Okay. Are you mocking me, sir? Nuba, the card of denial. Guys, please don't forget to donate to PayPal or Cash App if you can, whatever you have. It is the only way I get paid. All right. Or Super Chat and Super Sticker too. It's just YouTube takes 49% of that, and I only get it once a month. All right. Hannah, web of lies, life of deceit, truth reveals who's a cheat, ensnared within a dangerous game, live in the light or face shame. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Sir Walter Scott's words should sound a little chilling now. All may look calm and serene, Hannah, from where you are standing, but wait until the truth comes out, and it will. For then it will be too late for clever words, trickery, or playing the blame game. You must be honest with yourself first and foremost, then look to unravel the web and face the music. Medea comes... I'm reading the wrong thing, but you know what? I want you to listen to what I just said, and I'm going to finish and go back to this. Medea comes to you now as a warning, her back turned to you to hide her grief, shame, and horror of what a life is built on half-truths and smoke and mirrors has led to. So this is the wrong thing, but I think it's the right for you. I'm going to go and read this one too. This happens every once in a while with me when I'm really not on my game. But Hannah, listen. Somebody's lying to you, girl. Somebody is lying to you, and they've been lying to you for a long time. Don't you dare. I'm shaking my finger at you. This is your spirit team. Don't you dare let them make you feel like you did something wrong. You are only responsible for Hannah's actions, Hannah's reactions, and Hannah's responses. For example, somebody cheating on you because you are too moody. No, like, don't let them put this on you. And they are going to try. Let's move on to the card you actually pulled. Nuba. Eyes wide shut, ignore, not true. Being mean just will not do. Denial only feeds the doubt. Acceptance simply ends the drought. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place, blessed be. Living in denial is not sustainable. Whether it is literally so, by starving yourself of food, or more figuratively, by closing yourself off to love or ignoring the truth about an event. Stopping yourself from experiencing life simply because it might have a bad outcome is to be stuck in a constant state of drought. Nothing has the opportunity to change for the better. I'm sorry. And doing this to others is just plain cruel. What you give out will return to you tenfold. Nuba comes to you now with an offer to deprive this miserly behavior of any and all power. If you're willing, she can arrest the winds of torment in your life and dry up the flood of self-loathing. But do remember, like the sharpened sword she wields, there are two sides. Should you cause suffering unto others by withholding from them, the goddess will be quick to render you powerless until you relent and care for those you have hurt. Make peace with a family member. Express your love more often with a kiss or a hug, or tell people I love you. Take better care of your body. Drink more water. Be generous with your time. Rein in the excesses in your life. Okay, so if you are doing something to excess, I know I had a little problem with online shopping. I had to rein that in, but I have an addictive personality, right? I'm a recovering heroin addict. So something like that. I'm not saying you're a drug addict or an alcoholic. People get offended. It's whatever this is that you're giving too much to. That's bad for you. And this could all, I feel like somebody is trying to blame you for being shut down. But the fact of the matter is, I feel like you've spoken to this person. You've explained why you're feeling the way you're feeling. You've explained why, like, you are having a hard time expecting them. And it could be a family member, a lover, a loved one, a friend, your boss, whoever it is, Hannah. You've told them, like, I'm having a hard time right now. You know, they didn't offer you help. They just judged you and shamed you. And then screwed you over, and now they're lying about it. You both know that you know, but you haven't confronted them yet. But when you do, they're going to tell you it's your fault. And they're going to give you all the reasons in the world why you were responsible for their behavior. I don't know if this is resonating. I hate this kind of thing. It's very common, though, especially in romantic relationships, but it doesn't have to be romantic. Hannah, I feel like what the universe is telling you to do is first and foremost confront this person, but make sure you're ready. Make sure you're standing in your power. Look at her, warrior woman, standing in your power, enforcing those boundaries of, you know what? No, I am not responsible for what you've done. And they're going to try to finagle and, you know, gaslight and all the things. You need to literally just turn and walk away. Because nothing you say is going to penetrate. They're just going to keep talking you in circles until you fly into a rage, right? And you think that you just aren't explaining it properly. You need to communicate. Like, no, this person did you dirty, probably repeatedly, and they're going to blame you. Turn away from them. Get away from them. If you live with this person and can't practically leave, just emotionally detach. Pour all your emotion into something else. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, you're going to cry. Yes, you're going to feel pain. But as the days wear on, lean on the people you can trust. That will help you. That will reciprocate the energy. Hannah, I'm going to tell you this right now. You deserve better. And you can have better. Give yourself better. All that love, patience, support, money, whatever it was you were pouring into this garbage human being, pour into you, baby girl. And once you get used to doing that, their antics won't mean anything. Yeah, you know, it wasn't the wrong card, because that's happened with Aunt Edna once or twice. I mean, in the 4.5 years I've been doing this, it's been happening. It's usually when I'm sick. I feel like I have an ear infection. I'm just not well. So it does happen, but it's always for a reason. All right. All right. Who's next? Black Dragon. Wisdom of the House of Night. Yes, Hannah, absolutely. And I want to see you thrive and do better. I don't like what's being done to you. And I also don't like that you're kind of like scared or nervous for whatever reason, although I do understand it, to like bring it up. You don't need physical, tangible evidence or proof to tell someone what you know in your instinct and intuition. You can bring them proof. They're still not going to admit it. There's nothing you can say except I know what you did and I don't want you in my life anymore. And it doesn't matter if they're a family member. It doesn't matter. This person has constantly and consistently been the bad guy, like for real. Or bad girl. All right, Spirit Black Dragon. High Priestess of Spirit. There's been a lot of High Priestesses coming out lately. I am Nyx, goddess of the night, and you have chosen this symbol to help guide you on this journey to find an answer to your question. Consider that there is an invisible spirit within all living things. Black Dragon, know that all things, events, and experiences are woven together like a magical web that can be seen only in the darkest night and not by human eyes. My child, everything that you need to know is part of the divine scheme of things. A meaningful coincidence, a blessed friendship, a lover, and a significant experience are all orchestrated by me to help you become the powerful being that you were meant to become. No matter what is in front of you, something important is brewing. You will know the answer to the what soon enough, but I kept secret the why. You may step forward knowing that some things are meant to remain a mystery. I do feel like there is something that's about to happen. No. Well, actually, probably are. Probably a high priestess of like a darker magic. That would be like the bottom B word for a pimp. She's not actually the bottom. She's the main girl. That's just what they call her. Okay. Black Dragon. I feel like your life is about to change, like I said to Jarvis, kind of rapidly, if it's not already. I feel like you are asking why. Like, I don't think it's bad. I just feel like you're like, whoa, like, what's this about? The universe is saying, like, you don't need to know any of why this is happening right now. You just need to know that it is happening. Your life is changing. You've got to go with the flow a little bit more. I feel like you like things how they are, which is, you know, who doesn't when things are good or at least comfortable, or when you got like this, you know, routine. I just feel like you're like, I'm good where I am right now. The universe is like, no, you're not. You need forward momentum or forward movement. So we're going to push you. So this is like, you know, all of these little things seemingly coming together around you. And I feel like it's a good thing. I don't feel like it's like, you know, losing this one, losing. I don't feel you're losing a lot in this major change. You are gaining, but you can't really see where it's going. It's just like things are happening and there's no rhyme or reason for them. It's very mysterious, but that's you, right? I feel like the more aligned you are, the more you'll understand that you're just like learning lessons. And I see you really, honestly, like smiling. I see you very joyful in the next couple of weeks. So I don't know what it is that's changing, someone coming into your life, or there's a forcefulness behind this though. Like you're going to get the job of your dreams or a better job because you're fired from this job, or, you know, the toxic relationship finally blew up and it's ending. You're going to end up with someone so much better. So it's like, you're going to be upset and grieving something, someone, the loss of, not death, but the loss of, and then you come into something so much better and you're like, wow, if I never had that happen, like I said, with the addiction thing. So go with the flow. Don't question things too much. Don't, you know, I feel like that is you. You said that to me as something else, but I feel like this is you. Just go with the flow. Don't question things too much. Take chances, leaps of faith. You are the fool at the beginning of the journey. All right, I got to get done. Who do I have? Lara, Casey, and Tennille. All right, Miss Lara, we are using Gateway to the Liminal Spirits. Guys, one last plea. Please donate to PayPal or Cash App if you can. I do not mean to beg or be a pain in the butt, as I will be accused in the comments. It's just how I get paid, you know. I would love to do this for free. When I was getting that $25,000 to $4,000 a month that I lost literally overnight with no notice with the writing contract, I really didn't charge anyone for anything. I sent out 27 boxes of manifestation intention spray, crystals, candles as free samples, but they were full boxes that I charged $120 for. Only like 3 people ordered more than one. So I want, yeah, it's Gemma's birthday on March 1st. Just saying, we're celebrating on next Friday for my birthday, which is Saturday. But when I was making all that money, I didn't charge much. I want to get to a point financially where I can do this for completely free, because I do feel like it's a gift, and I've been charged with giving the messages. Chicks got to eat, you know what I'm saying? All right. Miss Laura, you got the desert. These have like no rhyme or reason to them, so just give me a second and I'll find it. Okay. Time, environment, star, ocean, forest, desert. All right, Miss Pixie, the desert is a place of extremes, extreme heat during the day and bone-chilling cold at night. A quick glance might make you think that the desert is desolate, but it teems with life that's often just out of sight. It isn't forgiving. It takes great fortitude to survive in the desert. The desert reminds us to conserve our resources, otherwise we may put ourselves in danger. The silent saguaro cacti are the sentinels of the desert. Some say they embody the spirits of ancestors and guardians. Make a connection with one of your own ancestors or the mighty dead to receive wisdom before you go to sleep tonight. So, Lara, whenever you're listening to this, you're a psychic medium, so get in touch with your main guide. All right. Bye, Nutslap. Love ya. I'll see you in Fortnite tomorrow and or Sunday. Laura, a situation may seem too hot to handle right now, but things will eventually cool down. Try not to waste your time fighting or worrying about it. There's nothing you can do to change whatever this toxic situation is. I don't see you personally involved, but I do see you looking on at it and wanting really badly to help in some way, because that's who you are. Listen, it needs to play out how it plays out. Bite your tongue till it bleeds if you have to. Seriously, I'm not saying hurt yourself, but you know what I mean? Like, walk away. There's nothing you can do to change it, and worrying about it isn't going to help it either. Proceed with caution. This is not the time to take rash action or make hasty judgments. Get the whole story. That's another reason why you shouldn't take action into someone else's toxic situation, because you're not seeing the whole thing. I feel like somebody's going to come to you, Lara, and tell you something to like make you mad or upset. Like, I'll just use an example. So-and-so said, that you're whatever, you've done whatever. And it's not true. It's a lie. It's mean and a horrible thing. Don't believe it right away, because I feel like someone is trying to get you involved in something that you do not belong in. All right. You do not belong in it. You have no business in it. Keep going about your business, girl. Contact your main guide, talk to your spirit energies, and just keep yourself distant from anything toxic that isn't immediately concerning you. Because I feel like you've got it pretty calm in the next couple of weeks, calm as calm can be with life, but something's going on around you, and it's like, it's going to be hard to turn and walk away. But Lara, please do it, because you're not going to change anything, and you're just going to get yourself hurt and upset. Oh my God, I feel so disgusting. All right, Miss Casey, we are using energy and spirit. My ear. Crazy nephew. He's so cute. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, with us, and being here. On Monday, we're doing the brutal, insane, macabre, unsolved, infamous, famous death of Elizabeth Short, aka the Black Dahlia. Took me 3 months to get all my information lined up and together. We're also going to be talking about George, what is his name? I can't even think straight right now. George H., the guy who did kill her. I know that because I've had spirit conversations with the both of them. So I did choose to talk about him and not any of the other 500 suspects in the case throughout the years. George Hodel. So that's going to be a good one. KC, past life guides, card number 7, karmic lessons, present assistance in the reverse shadow. When this card is reversed, KC, it reveals an important calling from a very specific, closely connected past life guide who is trying to bring you information about a significant issue in your life right now. If a problem has been consuming your time, energy, and emotions, it may be an important karmic lesson. And it is. It's the death of your husband and how you're handling it and how others are judging you. for the way you're handling it. And you take, Casey, you're taking on those judgments. You're not saying, they don't know what it's like. F them. I'm not going to listen to them. You're taking that on because your energy is weakened right now. I'm not saying you're a weak person, but you're energetically, your senses are down. Your husband passed away. Like, who are they to judge you? Consider present patterns and ask your past life pals to help you learn the lesson and shift old unwanted energies. In fact, healing present patterns is a vital part of your karmic process. Check the surrounding cards in the spread. So we didn't do that. Connect with your guides for help in clearing negative karma. The spirits who were close to you long ago desire to continue supporting you. Affirmation, loving past life guides are with me, bringing healing and understanding just when I need it most. So call in your spirit team, Casey. Just wake up in the morning or anytime throughout the day, be like, you know what? I'm giving my decisions to God, Jesus, if that's what you believe in, or my spirit team, my guides, my angels. Your husband is definitely with you, trying to energetically connect and guide you, but your grief, mine does it too. I have not seen my 4 dead that I would love to. I see everyone else's, but your grief builds a wall that energy just can't break through. But he is helping you, comforting you in those moments that maybe you feel a little better or you smell his smell, or I do see his scent around you a lot. Like, that's how he's trying to show you he's there. Talk to him always. Tell your guides that you want them to take control of your day. You want them to make your decisions. If you pray to God, I would call God in and hand my day over to him before my team. But if you don't believe in that, call your team in. Just say, you know what? I can't take this in my humanity anymore, and I need you to make my decisions today. The more you get used to doing that, the better your days will go. Tennille, magic of you. And then, guys, I am done. Oh, I got to get this ear dream somehow. Prayers for Lotus Girl and her husband, Hillbilly, please. Prayers for KC in and out of the hospital. We should all be praying for each other. Or if you don't pray, at least sending out love, light, and energy. Please be here for my birthday celebration next Friday. My birthday is next Saturday, March 1st, but we're going to do the celebration on the 28th. Same time, same bat channel. All right, last card, Lotus Girl, card number 9, Euphoria, honor yourself. The white goddess with the feathered snake/swan countenance represents the sacred fusion of air and earth, divine inspiration bonded with earthly tangibility. There's a sensual aspect to this card. It is now your duty to honor your physical self in an exalted way. Have you been abusing your body, poor eating, excess of toxic substances, and dragging yourself through workouts you don't enjoy? It's punishing, not celebrating yourself. Tennille, as your sister from another mister, I've been telling you this. And I know you know, I'm not putting it on you. Don't put anything in your body that's not worthy of your goddess status. Quality over quantity is key at this time. Awaken to your sacred self. Be selective about who you allow in physical proximity to you. The woman of Euphoria, I almost said Ethiopia. I don't know why I said that. The woman of Euphoria holds her hands gently and seductively over her heart as she considers the blessed magnificence of her reality. She's quiet and reflective. This is a deep inner comprehension, not bound by society's laws and others' opinions. Inside, she is infinite, and her physical form is the gateway to Neon. The last thing I wanted to see for you is health problems. I know you're going to your doctor's appointments. I know, I just feel like, again, if they would find the right solution, you wouldn't remember how I kept saying with Hillbilly, they missed something. Now I'm thinking that could have been your combined energy. Tennille, watch what you eat, I'm seeing getting sick, like food poisoning, about over excess, things regarding medications. Make sure you're watching that, you don't accidentally take too much or take a double dose. You really need to be careful in the next couple of weeks what you're putting into your body. Drink more water, stay hydrated. I see sickness. I'm sick right now. They're showing me my germs. I know this is not what you wanted to hear, and I want it so badly to give you something positive. But what this card is saying is, if you're overeating, like, or drinking too much caffeine, cut yourself down and get off it. Like, honor yourself by not sullying or poisoning your body with toxins, whether it's, taking too much medication, drinking too much caffeine, eating too much sugar. Like, there's something you're overdoing, and it is poisoning you, and it's poisoning your spirit as well, which is why your abundance and your manifesting ability is kind of stunted right now. I love you guys. I can't have a big, long good night, but Monday, join us for the Black Dahlia. And I'll see you guys next Friday for my birthday celebration. Don't forget PayPal and Cash App. Love you guys. Bye.